To the greatest. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
The Sultan of SWAT. The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout.
Yo, this is Nappy Boy Radio Live.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Everybody stay where you are. Chill the F out.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I am Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this here a little twin. Wow.
It's simple. We kill the Batman.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Tell me, do you bleed? You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
These white men are dangerous.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Now there's gonna tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out.
Oh my God, you want to talk about mothers? Oh, you want to talk about mothers? It's mother time.
Wolf Captain, I won't ask a second time. It's no moon. It's a space station.
It's too big to be a space station.
Here at WIZ, we play nothing but the hits. Nothing but the hits. Nothing but the motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you, mother.
What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody that's already in the chat. Appreciate you guys as always. Who do we have in the chat already? We've got Raptor Cloak. Appreciate you being here. Chillmonger. Appreciate you being here. Professor the Film Fan. Stevie. Josiah. JD75 Network. Appreciate you being here. And Josiah, appreciate you so very much for starting off the chat with a super chat. That means so much. Thank you for fucking with us on that level. So we appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for being here. So we have a few things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, well, before we get into that, I'm sorry. If you're new here or if anybody is watching that's not a part of our Discord, you should join our Discord. Join the Discord. The link is down below in the bio. If there's something that you see throughout the week or the day that you feel like I or we should be talking about here on the channel, go ahead and send that in the Discord. There's actually a channel on the Discord where it is, I think it says, topics, I think is what it says. Producer Henry put that in there. I think it says topics. You can go in there and you can put any topic that you feel that we should be discussing here on the show within that channel. Also, there is a vast amount of conversations going on within the Discord from anime, Star Wars, video games, Marvel, DC, etc. They are talking about it within the Discord. So if you would like to join our Discord that I hang out in and some of my co-hosts hang out in as well, if you would like to be in the Discord, you can join down below. The link is listed. So again, appreciate everybody being here. We do have a little bit of some things to get into today. I wanted to, Kevin Feige talked a bunch today. He talked with Entertainment Weekly, I believe. And I wanted to talk about what he said about Blade, but unlike all the other things he discussed Spider-Man, he discussed the X-Men, he discussed Deadpool, he discussed Quantumania, he discussed phases 5, 6, and 7. All at great length, but when they asked about Blade, he kept it to 3 sentences, so not really much to go off on there. But we're going to talk about what he had to say about Spider-Man 4. We're going to talk about what he had to say about the X-Men and Deadpool 3. We're going to talk about what he had to say about Thunderbolts and Thunderbolt Ross, and then we're going to get into the terrible, and I do mean terrible, critic score for Quantumania. It is the second lowest scored Marvel film, right above Eternals 48's critic score. Now these are just critic scores, so gotta wait to see what the audience thinks, but those are the things we're going to get into today. But before we get into all of that, Q, how was your day?
Man, glad to be back on a Tuesday. Haven't been here on a Tuesday in a while, but work busy, just growing up, so been having to work a lot more, but it's been good, just fucking work, same old, getting to the point where I'm like you and trade on him, same old work day. But other than that, I mean, honestly, just getting ready. Super Bowl was cool, but getting ready for All-Star Weekend, seeing all this shit go down in the NBA, kind of crazy, but that's pretty much it. Just been chilling, usual me.
Yeah, you all know I have my position that I'm in now, supervisor, and so it's just another day of supervising, kicking my ass. It's tough. It's a lot more work than anticipated. But again, I like the position I'm in now. I don't have to drive. I just sit at my desk and dispatch people to drive for me. So it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just a lot more work. So yeah. But other than that, my day was fine. I tell you what, though, here in Oklahoma, motherfuckers built like me are not built to be walking outside right now, because the wind will carry you the fuck away. I am all of 6'3", but all of 150 fucking pounds. So leaving work, as soon as I opened the door, bro, I felt like I was in some motherfucking Wizard of Oz shit. I was about to get swept the fuck away.
I forgot it was windy. And I'll be driving with my music up, and so I opened my car door, and I swear that bitch almost flew off.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's nothing but dirt in the air. Like you can't even see past certain shit.
I opened my door, and it's brown outside.
Yeah, I was like,
bro,
what the
dirt
fuck?
Been flying crazy. Like it dead ass looked like The Last of Us. It was all foggy, windy outside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Looked like, we left the Super Bowl on Sunday just to step into the motherfucking Dust Bowl on Tuesday here in Oklahoma, because damn, it is crazy outside. It's crazy. So yeah, man, we've got it's some crazy shit, but like I said, we got some things we're gonna talk about. Chill's asking what All-Star gets picked last. I don't, I'm not even sure, bro. Key would probably be able to answer that better than me, because one, I'm not paying attention to I haven't paid attention to All-Star Weekend in so long. All-Star Weekend is so boring to me now.
Shit is
so boring.
Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question though. I don't see anyone taking. Starter wise, I think it'll be Sabonis. Bench wise, I don't even know who's coming off the bench anymore. All these injuries and shit. Niggas getting replaced left and right. All I know is who's starting.
Yeah, Steph didn't play last night.
He not playing there.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Out,
he's hurt. He's hurt.
Him, KD not playing.
Yeah. I need him.
Bron probably won't play in it.
He don't need to.
Yeah.
Don't need to. Like, even if Steph was healthy, I wouldn't want him to. Motherfucker, this weekend is not important. The future is important. Fucking put my dude from Villanova out there. What's his last name?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Put him out there. Let him go play.
That's a Jordan
But he is
Poole
tough,
event.
bro. He's tough.
No, he is.
He was tough at Villanova, though.
It's such a Jordan Poole event, though. Just like, that's what I always think of the All-Star game. Just
it is.
If the superstars want to go risk it, go ahead. But like, just let the young stars
let them
fly around and go do whatever they want.
Go play.
Like, probably be much more entertaining, anyways.
Snyder asked, is the dunk contest going to be good as 2016? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm telling you, bro, the All-Star Weekend.
That shit
a long time ago. The All-Star Weekend.
I really only watch the fourth
boring.
quarter now when they actually get competitive and shit.
Yeah, because it's not that, like, when they back in the day when they used to wear their jerseys and like, when it was actually competitive,
East versus West.
Yes, that shit was actually really something I looked forward to. But now it's one of those things where it's just a gimmick. It's just a show. It's just
get together, see if I can recruit this nigga for next year.
that's all it is. It's just putting a bunch of
pro
athletes.
TikTokers and shit on the court last year doing videos.
Oh, see, I didn't even see last year.
I'm done with this shit.
I didn't even see last year. So yeah, man, yeah. And then if you're into that whole thing, happy Valentine's Day. I guess it's not. I could give a shit about this day.
Casual Tuesday.
Yeah, just another Tuesday for me. Everybody at work was like, "Oh my gosh, Jerry's happy Valentine's Day." I'm like, "Oh shit, it is February 14th, I guess."
Like Raymond says, save some money today.
Yeah, save some money today. Save some money today if you can. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, we'll jump into it. we'll jump into it. We have some things that, like I said, we're going to talk about. So the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be, I forgot I got to switch these. It's going to be Spider-Man. Now, we have talked quite a bit about Spider-Man 4 when it comes to speculation, when it comes to the things that we somewhat do know as far as rumors or whatever. So we know that obviously now Spider-Man may not be showing up in Daredevil Born Again. We do know that Tom Holland is signed for Spider-Man 4, 5, 6, Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, and there was something else that he was supposed to do, but it wasn't sure. It was unclear what that third or fourth project was going to be, but a lot of people assumed that, well, the rumor was, I don't want to say people assumed, the rumor was that he was going to be showing up in Daredevil Born Again, and that he was going to, the events of Daredevil Born Again were going to bleed into Spider-Man 4, and that Spider-Man 4 was going to adapt Devil's Reign because Kingpin is supposed to become the mayor of New York City maybe in Echo, or maybe he starts his campaign in Echo, and then it falls into Daredevil Born Again, and he becomes mayor in Daredevil Born Again, and then that also, I guess, is all supposed to bleed into Spider-Man 4. But we don't even know if that's happening anymore. We don't even know if he's going to be in Daredevil Born Again anymore. But Kevin Feige has come out and he has said a few different things. I also heard a rumor. This is not coming from like My Time to Shine, Hello, Can We Get Some Toast, The Watch, or anybody like that. But I saw something out there. It wasn't even from the Marvel Studios subreddit. It was on Twitter. Was it on Twitter? I think it was on Twitter. But it was a thread. Of, I should have saved that shit. It was a thread of kind of valid points. Something that people suggesting that, which I really don't. Miles Morales may be in Spider-Man 4 is what people are saying. But not Miles Morales from the Sony universe. Not that Miles Morales like I always thought they were going to do. To me, I thought that would have just been the smartest thing to do. Even though, even if Miles Morales does show up in Spider-Man 4, and I don't think that he is, but even if he does show up in Spider-Man 4, you don't have to redo his origin. That was one of my biggest things with Miles Morales is why would you do a live action? Not why would you do live action Miles Morales, but you don't need to retell his origin story in live action when you already have it perfectly told in the Into the Spider-Verse film.
Which is one of the biggest movies.
Yeah, one of the biggest Spider-Man movies. So, if he is in it, he's in it. I'm not really sure. It'd be dope if he's in it. That's why I'm not overreacting to it, because I don't want to get excited for some shit that likely I don't see Sony playing that nice. Yeah. I just don't see Sony playing that nice. But they could. I don't know. But this is what Kevin Feige had to say about... he was speaking with, again, Entertainment Weekly, and this is what he had to say to them. While it's unknown if Spider-Man 4 will be a part of either MCU's Phase 5 or 6, a promising update from Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige shed some light on its development. Spider-Man No Way Home ending managed to set up a fresh start for Peter Parker, leading to the events of Spider-Man 4. Plot details are still being kept under wraps, but Feige did tease that the titular web slinger is going into the street-level heroes, which, again, we're all excited about because we get to finally see Spider-Man be fucking Spider-Man. And what did they call him? What did they call him? Iron Boy? Iron whatever it was? Iron Spider? Whatever the fuck it was. He's no longer that. A past rumor also revealed that Spider-Man 4 is eyeing a July 2024 release. We talked about that. Through Sony Pictures boss Tim Rothman said he was still unsure when it may come to theaters. And Kevin Feige, speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed that the story of Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 has been completed. This major update indicated that a script could soon be submitted, with Feige saying that the movie's writers are just putting pen to paper now. All right. Then he went on to say, all I will say is that we have the story. We have big ideas for that, and our writers are just putting pen to paper. What is Spider-Man 4's story? Marvel boss Kevin Feige's latest confirmation that Spider-Man 4's story is now complete could hint that the movie's brainstorming sessions are now finished, with our writers are just putting pen to paper. Comment indicating that the script is currently being made. As a result, the chances of seeing Spider-Man 4 in its rumored July 2024 release date are low. Moreover, this could also mean a 2025 premiere for Tom Tom Holland's led movie is possible. Spider-Man 4 reportedly has a grounded story, meaning there is no cosmic threats and multiversal shenanigans this time. This means that Peter Parker's wit and skills will be tested like never before, while also potentially teaming up with other street-level heroes like Daredevil or the Punisher. The Punisher, get the fuck out. Spider-Man's telling a story about the titular web-slinger cleaning up crimes in New York could ultimately lead him to an eventful clash with Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk, setting up the comic-accurate showdown. Spider-Man 4 has no release date at this time. I don't know why they said Punisher. But for sure, they said Daredevil. So for sure, Daredevil. Again, this is something that we've talked about. We know that Daredevil may be, he may be showing up in Daredevil and things like that. But as far as the whole grounded thing, that's something we've all wanted. We've all wanted for Spider-Man to be that more grounded level, street level hero, to where we could see him teaming up with Daredevil. We could see him teaming up with, they say the Punisher, but okay. The Punisher, we could see him teaming up with, not just teaming up with, we could even, we now get the possibility of seeing him fight his villains, the street level villains, and that is what I'm most excited for, because the possibilities are endless. His rogues gallery is so deep, and there are so many villains that you could translate on screen that would just be dope, that fans would just, it's Spider-Man. We've all said this so many times. He puts asses in the seats, and that's just what it is. But Q, you hear that Spider-Man is going to be more grounded, and it sounds like they're just now putting pen to paper. So what are you thinking about, a release date of possibly now 2025 instead of 2024? And what do you want to see in the more of a grounded Spider-Man?
Yeah, no, my first thought process is honestly, I think as much as we hate to see it and hear it, I think that they want to keep Spider-Man as individual as they can, just in terms of, because I think they know some of these movies aren't doing as good as they're supposed to be doing. And so I think they're going to not even set Tom Holland up or anything, but they just know the Spider-Man franchise has always done well. And so I think their best way to play it safe is to keep those stories just with him and, throw in the Daredevil and maybe the She-Hulk sometimes, just the people he's supposed to team up with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think they want to make it just him grounded fighting his villains, and eventually that leading up to something big in the end. But I think in Spider-Man 4 and 5, we shouldn't expect any team-ups or anything like that, just because they're going to do their own thing with this, because this is, after Endgame, really one of the only characters that's making them money and giving them good reviews and stuff like that. So they're definitely not going to mess that up by throwing them with characters that haven't been reviewed well by fans. But it's super exciting to hear, because all we've gotten of Tom Holland is just that, like we've said, Chillmonger said Peter Starker, and so it's that's all we got. And so it'll be exciting to see how he's able to play after the events of what happened in the last movie with Aunt May gone, and just after meeting the other Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Right.
So I just want to see how he plays that role of Spider-Man that's more grounded and more street villain-like and street hero-like. And so I think it'll be fun, honestly, because Tom Holland's we always talk about super good acting comes from plays and everything. So I'm excited for it. I just think it's only 2023. Shit's a long wait. So
it is a long wait.
I'm not sitting here super anticipating it with what we've gotten, but when the time comes around, I know everyone's going to be excited for it.
Yeah. It's a very long wait, and I love the fact that they even brought up obviously Kevin Feige himself wasn't going to bring up Wilson Fisk. He's not going to name drop like that, especially not this early, especially if they're just putting pen to paper, okay, Kevin. I think also this, though, I think that I like I said, I like that they said Wilson Fisk, because I really, really, really need the main villain to be Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. I really want it to be. And I showed the last time we talked about this, I showed the Spider-Man, the PS4 game, where you fight Kingpin, but you don't just fight Kingpin. If you've played the game, you don't just fight Kingpin. You're fighting Mr. Negative. You fight Vulture. You fight Doc Ock. You fight his villains.
It's the ground. All these motherfuckers at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at
yes.
You, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That would just be so dope. Now, again, if Daredevil does show up in it and they do have some type of banter, or Daredevil's helping him, take down Fisk, my little nerd heart would scream. I would love to see that. I really would love to see that. But I do agree with you on the maybe temper expectations on any type of team-ups. just simply because they may want to keep the focus simply on Spider-Man. This is him at his lowest, you know. This is him actually being Peter Parker. We are not seeing him being Iron Boy Jr. or any of those other things. He is actually Peter Parker. He's actually Spider-Man at this point, you know. He's lost everything. He doesn't have Aunt May. He doesn't have his friends. He doesn't know anyone. No one knows, or he knows people, but no one knows who he is.
I hope that's not one thing that they try to keep, like, playing flashbacks off of, too, like what happened and that his friends don't remember and stuff like that. I hope they just advance the story, forget about it. He is who he is now.
And I would honestly like to pick up a couple years after No Way Home. Mm-hmm. He's been doing this, you know, alone. He's been tackling things as Spider-Man on his own. But with the same, we also have to keep in mind here with Spider-Man, just because everyone that knew who he was as Peter Parker, people still know and remember the events from No Way Home. They remember the events from Far From Home. There are still people out there that think that Spider-Man killed Mysterio, you know, that he murdered Mysterio. And I think with J. Jonah Jameson being, you know, being JJ, or being JJ, the last time we saw him in No Way Home, he had a podcast. He was the Daily Bugle, but it was a podcast. I feel like, but the next time we see the Daily Bugle in Spider-Man 4, it will be the Daily Bugle. It will be the Daily Bugle that we all know from the comics and things like that, from Spider-Man, Tobey Spider-Mans and everything like that. It will be the Daily Bugle. And so with him, with the overall opinion out amongst the citizens of New York and the world being that he did murder Mysterio, that's something that J. Jonah Jameson can play on, you know. Keep going at the Spider-Menace. Keep going at this web-slinging, murderous, whatever you want to call him. And then you play that. And now you think about this. If you have Wilson Fisk as mayor, you have Spider-Man then going after the mayor. That's still putting an even bigger target on his back. This J. Jonah Jameson, this web-slinging monster murdered Mysterio, and now he's going after the mayor. You know, there's so many things that you can play on with this, and I know that. Go ahead.
It's just like that, and with the position that they're both in, of Fisk being mayor and Jameson having such an influence with podcasting and stuff like that. It's like we all know that Spider's like bound to get framed for just about everything that goes down in New York, because like those two, they're just gonna put the public opinion that he is like the villain. He's going around, flying around doing all this, and so that's going to be the interesting thing to see how they write him to be that villain, because in terms he's going to be at least to the public eye of the Marvel universe and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how he combats that and stuff.
Yeah, and something I really want them to something they need to address is Scorpion. Yeah. Scorpion has not been addressed since Homecoming, you know, since the whole him going up to Michael Keaton's Vulture and saying, word is, you know who the Spider-Man is, and things like that. You know, that should be played on. I feel like if Wilson Fisk is going to be in this, and he is the villain, and he is the mayor or whatever, have Wilson Fisk get, you know, maybe have Scorpion working for him, to where we could have Scorpion going at Spider-Man or something like that, you know. I don't know. The possibilities, again, the Rogues Gallery, it's endless. But as always, you know, question is for you guys. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about what Spider-Man 4 could potentially be. Kevin Feige didn't really go in heavy here on what Spider-Man 4 could be. All he said is that right now the writers are just now putting pen to paper. I don't know if I completely believe that. But and the only reason I say that is just because of all the other things that have come out. Now, the things that have come out in the past have been rumored. This is officially, you know, the president of Marvel Studios speaking. But Kevin Feige, they're playing the game, bro. We all know how the game is played. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that they're just starting writing this script. I don't believe it. Because in a separate interview, actually in the same interview, they didn't. Fuck that. Yeah, in the same interview, Kevin Feige said that they are no longer going to be pushing Disney Plus series. How do you word it? We're no longer going to be pushing Disney Plus series. And he also said that that they've already gotten shit written for Phase 6 and Phase 7. So you're telling me that you haven't started on?
If anything, with Spider-Man, all they're doing is choosing which script they want. They probably got like 5 to 10 of them written.
Yeah. So you guys, let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of all these new developments and new updates here from Kevin Feige with Spider-Man 4. And what are you wanting to see in Spider-Man 4? What villains are you wanting to see in Spider-Man Spider-Man 4? Are you wanting the rumor to be true that Black Cat is in the film? Are you believing the rumor that she was cut from the film or things like that? And again, who do you want the villain to be? And are you wanting Daredevil to show up and maybe even Echo? So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. We'll touch on a few of those comments there. You guys know the deal.
Chillmonger said, I wonder if Peter has to die for Miles to be Spider-Man. Actually, no, I don't. And Raymond's response to that was they'd hire Ezra Miller before they ever do that. Raptor Cloak said, I hope Scorpion shows up. He was so unbalanced at the end of Homecoming.
Yes, yes.
Dan the Man said, I need Miles to be no older than 13 in the MCU. Seeing him as a 16-year-old is a repeat of Peter's journey.
Yep.
Even Alex is the only actor I can think of that's young enough to do it. Evan Alex.
Evan Alex. You know, I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Raymond said, I want Peter so depressed in this movie that he can barely take out whatever villain that will be in this movie. And if it's Scorpion, I'm going to throw up.
Who said that?
Raymond.
I don't want Evan Alex. Who said that? Who said Evan Alex?
Dan the Man.
Ooh, Dan the Man. I've said this many times, and you know, everybody is free to their own opinions on who they, you know, what they think and how they think that these castings should go. Whoever plays Miles needs to be Afro-Latino. They have to be.
Yeah. Shout out Josiah again with the super chat.
Yes, thank you, Josiah.
They need to fix that Vulture post credits first.
Oh yeah, are we talking from Morbius? Yeah, no, they need to fix that because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
See,
you know?
Is that connected with?
It's connected.
That's crazy.
It is connected, and again, what I jokingly said it that one time we talked about it, but I mean it. I want from what we understood from Multiverse of Madness. When someone spends too much time in another reality that's not their reality, it calls an incursion. I want to incursion the fuck out of the Sony universe.
Just get rid of that
just
shit.
get rid of that shit, bro. I just want to collide into that shit and we be the universe that survives and just in that shit because it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. That post-credit scene doesn't make sense.
David Nunes said, does Wanda still know the identity of Spider-Man since she built the hex around her in WandaVision?
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. Does Wanda know?
Either.
I don't know. That's
writer's choice, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good question though. That's with the hex she could.
I would say yeah. There's no reason why she doesn't.
I would say she could. Yeah.
Another reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Kang, I bet knows who he is.
Same question with Banner, though. Does Hulk or Banner know?
Where was Hulk during that time?
I'm trying to think, because someone might want to update that.
Was he on Sakaar?
Someone could probably answer that quicker than me. Dan the Man also said, bring on the Web Warriors, Silk, Wonder Woman, Agent Venom, Amias Cho as Iron Spider, and Blood Spider.
Probably in Spider-Geddon for Sony.
Couple more. Mano said hopefully he does go against the Chameleon and Scorpion.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see for sure.
And then Zen Man said the Spider-Man game is fire. It's the best thing I've seen out of Spider-Man lately. Over No Way Home.
Yeah, I love the Spider-Man game, and the latest TV spot for the new one was dope. Yep. It was dope. So that game's fun. I see Jack said Venom has to be the villain, please, Sony. Yeah. I actually saw something. Fuck. Where did I see that? Something that Venom. Don't even give me. I don't know. Something about Venom 3. I have to. I'm not gonna share that information with you guys because I don't wanna. Something about. I'll share this. Something about a Spider-Man. I don't believe it. At all. Like negative %. But Venom 3 is what they're saying right now is that Andrew Garfield is going to be the Spider-Man in it. I refuse to get excited. I refuse to get excited until I hear that shit from the mouse.
Something official.
Yeah. I've got to hear that shit from them.
Even when you hear something like that official from Sony, after what we didn't got with Morbius.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll move here to the next topic. The next topic we're going to move here to is going to be, again, keeping up with Kevin Feige's conversation with Entertainment Weekly and everything that he said. He was talking about, obviously, Deadpool 3. He was talking about it being rated R. Now, to me, this is not news. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's rated R." No, he said that like a long time ago. That's the only reason Ryan Reynolds is even doing this, is because it was a part of his conditions. If I come back to do this, it has to be the same way I did it over at Fox, and that is rated R. So we all knew, this is not news to me, but maybe it is to you. We all should have known that Deadpool 3 was going to be rated R, and that it was going to be keeping up with the same themes from the first two Deadpools and things like that. We obviously know that Hugh Jackman is going to be reprising his role as Logan, Wolverine. We know that he is going to be in the yellow and blue Wolverine comic accurate suit. We know that there's supposed to be multiple Wolverines of time, also with multiple Deadpools. We know that the TVA is heavily involved. Mobius is not just a cameo, he's a main character. Danger may not be the motherfucking villain anymore. That honestly may not have ever been a thing. I don't know. But I mean, it did come from My Time to Shine Hello, so. But it's since been debunked by Kevin Feige, and we're going to get into that in just a second. What else do we know about Deadpool 3 so far? We know that that's going to involve the time looms. Time looms are going to be something that we are introduced to in Loki Season 2. It is the source of power over the TVA from what we've heard so far. Hugh Jackman actually talked about the time looms in an interview. That's where we first heard about it. We do know that... What else about Deadpool? We know that, rumor-wise, the OG Fantastic Four is supposed to be showing up in it as well. We do know, too, that it is going to have heavy implications for the future of the multiverse. We also know that... it's supposedly the film that cracks open the multiverse. I'm not really sure, though. We'll have to see how that really goes. But when Kevin Feige was speaking with Entertainment Weekly, this is what he had to say. And again, this is coming from the direct. As Hugh Jackman prepares for his highly anticipated comeback as Wolverine, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige hyped up the fact that Jackman will be a part of the MCU's first rated R movie. Deadpool 3 will mark the MCU's first rated R storytelling, continuing with the same rating that the first two movies used, while deviating away from Marvel Studios' long-standing run in the PG-13 category. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman will team up as Wade Wilson and James Howlett for the first time in more than a decade, finally bringing a fully rated R team-up effort to the MCU. Even though it will have taken 16 years for the MCU to develop a movie with an R rating, anticipation is through the roof as Deadpool gets to bring his antics, that's what I'm excited for, his antics and shenanigans into the same universe as Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Even more exciting is that Wolverine gets to join him, especially after Hugh Jackman's Logan became one of the most successful rated R superhero movies of all time. Then it goes on to say, speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige shared his excitement. Now, he spoke a lot here. He's had a lot to say on this one. You guys aren't going to like what he had to say about the X-Men, though. Just forewarning. Especially having started his career... where was I? Blah, blah, blah. When asked about his thoughts on bringing mutants to the MCU, especially having started his career working on 2000's X-Men, Feige noted how amazing it was to have Jackman be part of the MCU's first R-rated movie. It's amazing, and we got Hugh Jackman coming back for our first Deadpool film within the MCU. That's our first rated R film. To have Hugh Jackman come back is incredible. For me personally, that is where I started. I remember sitting behind the camera, well behind the camera at the audition for the film. It was his first on-set audition, and he flew up to Toronto to do a reading with Anna Paquin, for the girl that plays, I believe she plays Rogue, for him and for me. And I think for all of the fans of Marvel, it's unbelievable that has happened in those 23 years. It's very full circle having him come back in this new Deadpool film. Then it says, about a month after Jackman was confirmed for Deadpool 3, Feige addressed the X-Men's immediate arrival, and here we go, in the MCU, particularly after She-Hulk Attorney at Law Season 1 finale name-dropped the mutants for the first time in the MCU. That's what Jennifer Walters just asked the robot in the finale of She-Hulk, and I'll give you the same answer that he gave, which was, I don't remember, no answer, I think was... Wait, he said, which was, I don't remember, no answer, I think was what he gave. Yes, but Deadpool and Wolverine, you know, we're getting close. Again, I said you weren't going to like it because they're not talking about it. They're not really talking about the X-Men. Again, let's Nate Moore tell it. They are a long way off from getting to the X-Men right now. But then he went on to say Deadpool 3 director Sean Levy also discussed the MCU's first rated R movie in December 2022, expressing how much fun he was having before shooting even began, and noting how much he's enjoying developing something so unique. I'm having so much fun, and I haven't even hit the shooting floor yet. I have to say, developing a Deadpool movie is one of the most fun creative experiences of my life, because it's not just that it's rated R, it's that it's filled with self-awareness and that makes in writing very, very fun in a way that is unique to the franchise. The last thing it says here is, although many fans have worried that Disney may hold back on the rated R gore, violence, and language for which the Deadpool series is known, these quotes only further indicate that Marvel isn't holding back on the adult content. Now, I'm going to stop right there really quick. Again, I don't know why anyone was really ever worried about this. I've even seen people, when we've talked about Deadpool before, people coming in the chat saying, oh, it's not going to be rated R. I heard it's not going to be this. I heard it's not going to be that. Bro, Sean Levy, the director, who has also directed Stranger Things and things like that, he said that it was going the way that they wanted it to go and blah, blah, blah. He's not... Also, the writers on this film also said that there's nothing that they've put in this film yet that the mouse has said no to. And these are things that you can look up that they've said in the past. And I mean... Again, the fact that this film is even happening with Ryan Reynolds being here... I
thought that was a stab. Like, he said he wasn't doing it unless he's like... The same thing. Like, if we were to see John Bernthal, I think we would expect...
It's got to be rated R.
Like that.
Yeah, so it's like...
With those actors, who say they're only going to play their character... And it makes sense, too. You're not going to play a character so well that everyone loves for 2 movies and then just switch it up because Marvel's bringing you in. Like... No. Like, especially if you're a good actor who enjoys and embodies a role like that, not just going to let the director and stuff like that come and take it away. So I'm expecting, like, rated R and everything I've gotten in Deadpool 1 and 2. I'm expecting that same humor. I'm expecting the same scenery, tone, and stuff like that. Now, that doesn't mean that... I mean, I think that's still, like, I'm just basically going to say... That doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie plot-wise, but I mean, we should still expect the same things that we enjoyed with Deadpool 1 and 2. Now, for the plot, I don't know. Can't tell you if it's going to be... It sounds like it it has potential, but with the MCU, the route they've been going, never know.
It's still one of my most anticipated for 2024.
Yeah, no, and that's simply just because
it's Deadpool.
Yeah,
I want to see him interact with... because nothing's off fucking limits. That's what I'm most anticipating. Nothing is off limits that Ryan Reynolds can say or fucking do, bro. So that's what I'm most excited for. And I guess people could make the argument, well, Darius, Charlie Cox came out and said that Daredevil is not going to be as gory, but it's still going to have a dark tone, or it's going to have that same dark tone. I'm okay with that. Again, I personally don't have to have blood and gore splattering over my TV screen. For me personally,
it's cool to see. Sometimes.
It's cool. It's cool to see, but I don't have to have that.
I think with some scenes in movies, it's needed. Just with some characters and some scenes, it's needed and stuff. But I mean, I don't need the shit from like Fisk smashing dude head in the car. Like I don't need shit like that.
Dope,
like,
but yeah,
it's cool to see, but it doesn't like if I don't get it, I'm not like damn, you know.
Yeah. As long as it's a good story being told.
That type of violence and stuff is specified to a character, I think they should definitely stay in line with it, but I don't need to see it every episode, every second of every fight scene and stuff like that. That's just me, like you said.
No, I agree. As long as the story's good, as long as, you know, you're staying true to the character and things like that, there's not a problem with it, you know. But I'll finish this here. They went on to say... And while more rated R content is set to make its way into the MCU, really, in theaters and Disney Plus, it's no shock that Deadpool will break the ice on that front, on top of breaking the fourth wall the way he does. Excitement is only increasing to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in this setting after he delivered his best performance in 2017's Logan, which became one of the most successful comic book movies in history. The R rating will allow Jackman to use the same intensity and grit that he used in all of his performances over the years, not to mention the hilariously bloody interactions that he'll likely have with Wade as they meet up again. While R-rated stories are new for the MCU specifically, having Reynolds so deeply involved with production and development will only help make his transition into the franchise as smooth as possible. Jackman and Reynolds should be able to engage in every bit of adult-oriented storytelling that they want, which should be the benefit of the entire MCU fandom. Deadpool 3 is set to release in theaters November 8th, 2024. This is still one of my most, and like I said, it's one of my most anticipated. I cannot fucking wait to see this movie. It's bringing back Hugh Jackman. It's entering Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool into the MCU. The outlandish shit that he says in Deadpool 1 and 2, you now add that with nothing is off limits. Yeah. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to say, and that's what I'm saying, bro. It's going to be dope. I'm really looking forward to Deadpool 3. But we're still talking Deadpool here. This is not done, so we're just going to move over to Entertainment Weekly, and I'm going to scroll down here on my screen so to kind of touch a little bit more. Let me make sure. Maybe there's nothing more to touch on. Actually, yes. This is touch a little bit more on what Feige had to say here about the X-Men. So the interviewer asked him, I'm curious, one of the big introductions in Phase 4 was mutants. Namor and Kamala Khan are both explicitly referred to as mutants. What can you tell us about how mutants and the X-Men may or may not play into the future? And where Kevin Feige said, I think we've said the word once. And then I guess he laughed. Kamala talks about a genetic mutation, and Namor refers to himself as a mutant amongst his own people. And mutant is a real generic term. Okay, not just a comic book term. Then he says, but part of the fun is that I've been at this company for half of my life, and we're just now tapping into arguably one of the biggest aspects of the publishing history. I wouldn't say arguably, it is. It's pretty remarkable, and it's a testament to the house. It's a testament to the house of ideas and what Marvel Publishing has done in these 80 years. The question is how to do it and when to do it. And that's something we've been working on for years. Now we know, but we're not going to talk about it. It's frustrating as fuck. And then the last thing he said, the interviewer said, that's fair, but I'm curious what it's like for you to be thinking about mutants again, especially because you started your superhero career producing the X-Men movies. It's amazing, and this is Kevin Feige, it's amazing, and we've got Hugh Jackman coming back for the first time in Deadpool within the MCU. I think this is the part I read during the other stuff. So I did want to read that part about what he had to say there about the X-Men, using the word mutants and things like that. Again, take it back to what Nate Moore said. It's going to be a while. The rumor is, this has not changed. The Fox X-Men are going to be the X-Men that get us to Secret Wars. Obviously, they're going to be mutants that are within the MCU that are like Songbird and Songbird's not a mutant. No, Songbird's not a mutant. There will be mutants.
Kamala.
Yeah, Namor, Kamala. There will be mutants that will pop up within the MCU that are X-Men, but won't have that title of X-Men at the time, or yet, because the X-Men aren't a thing, I'm assuming, right now in the MCU. So the X-Men from the Fox universe are going to be the X-Men that take us to Kang Dynasty and take us to Secret Wars, and even the rumor is that some of them, specifically Michael Fassbender, are going to stay on in the MCU. Michael Fassbender is going to stay in the MCU as the MCU's Magneto. This is rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. This is what they're saying right now, though. They're also saying that the Phase 7 is going to be the Mutant Saga, so don't expect to really see the X-Men until the Mutant Saga, which is Phase 7. And I really do like this whole theory. This is not a rumor. This is a theory that people are having, that Kang has removed the X-Men because they are a threat. Because in other universes, they were such a huge threat to him that in this universe, he did something or made something happen to where either people don't remember them or he has displaced them or something. I don't know. I like the whole theory that Kang is afraid of the X-Men, and that's why we haven't seen the X-Men. I don't know if that's what the MCU is going to do. For me, if we're not seeing the X-Men until Phase 7, I feel like that theory kind of is debunked. And the reason being is because Kang doesn't continue on as the big bad in Phase 7. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe though. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not really sure. But it's going to be a while before we get to see the X-Men. And we're going to get the mutants sprinkled in here and there before that. But before we get the X-Men, that name established, it's going to be some time. So, but that is what Kevin Feige had to say there about Deadpool. That's what he had to say there about the X-Men. Again, like he said, but we're not talking about it. So they're not really talking about the X-Men right now. They're not talking about too much of anything involving with them. So that's everything he had to say there involving Deadpool, involving the X-Men. There's actually one more thing that we need to touch on with Deadpool here. And the last thing that we're going to touch on with Deadpool is the villain. I'm upset about this one, and I'm upset about that. I know a lot of people in the chat were like, oh, I really didn't, you know. I know some people in the chat were saying in the past, Danger doesn't seem like that would be the coolest villain to see. I disagree. I disagree. I really wanted to see Danger. For those that may not know, Danger is the Danger Room from the Xavier Mansion. She became a AI sentient being like Ultron. And she's a villain. I think it really would have been dope to see her, but this is why this is being debunked. This is why this is being brought up. So this is coming from the direct. Well, before I even say what's coming from the direct, it came out from Ryan Reynolds himself. He tweeted, let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. He tweeted, he said, the Deadpool family, he said, new addition to the family, the Deadpool family for clarity, which is just like a real family, except with less swearing. And then he said, welcome Emma Corrin. And Emma Corrin, for people that may not know, she plays Princess Diana in the phenomenal season 3 of The Crown. She does a fucking fantastic job as Princess Diana. I love that. It's one of my favorite seasons of The Crown. So that's why I'm familiar with her. With now what she has done outside of The Crown, I'm not really sure. But she's being brought into Deadpool 3. We're not sure who she's playing, but the word is she is playing a villain. Now, is it the villain, the main villain? I'm not sure, but this is what the direct had to say. Emma Corrin's casting as an unnamed character in Deadpool 3 led many to believe that she'll be playing the film's villain. In a new report indicated which X-Men villain will not end up portraying. The anticipation for Deadpool 3 has skyrocketed ever since Ryan Reynolds announced Hugh Jackman's involvement. Although marketing has yet to begin, speculation about the threequel's villain has become rampant. A casting grid previously revealed that Deadpool 3 is looking for a female villain described as a foe to Deadpool and Wolverine. That's what I thought it was. Danger. Then it goes on to say, after Ryan Reynolds announced that Emma Corrin would be joining him and Hugh Jackman in Deadpool 3, new details emerged about the actress's character in the threequel. Deadline's Justin Kroll, and they do great work, everybody knows that, shared that Corrin would not be portraying X-Men villain Danger in Deadpool 3. And fuck, I just don't like that, bro. I wanted to see that. I really did. I've been saying every time we talk about Deadpool 3, I've said the villain is Danger. The villain is Danger. I say that every time. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was misled. But this goes on to say this comes after widespread speculation that the actress would play the Marvel villain. In Marvel Comics, Danger served as a physical manifestation of the software program used to power the Danger Room, the training room of the X-Men. And then it goes on to say the last thing here, which X-Men villain will Emma Corrin play in Deadpool 3? Given this report debunked that Emma Corrin is not playing Danger in Deadpool 3, this opens up many exciting character possibilities for the actress. Among the formidable female X-Men villains, Corrin could end up playing Lady Deathstrike. Okay. All right, that's not bad. Although the character already appeared in live action before, Kelly Hu portrayed the villain in X-Men 2, X-Men United, a fresh take on the villain would still be a welcome sight for the MCU. I still want Danger, though. In Marvel Comics, Lady Deathstrike has a deep hatred for Wolverine, with the character possessing various superhuman abilities alongside nails laced with adamantium. The X-Men villain already had numerous numerous fights with Wolverine and Deadpool in the comics, and seeing it in live action could lead to many exciting action sequences. On the flip side, other X-Men characters Corrin could portray is Wade Wilson's aka Lady Deadpool or Spiral, a six-armed sorceress. Deadpool 3 is set to premiere in theaters November 8, 2024. I still want Danger. I still personally want Danger. I wouldn't mind seeing Deathstrike, but like they said, we've seen that. Again, that's not. It could be a new take. I just feel like if Marvel and Kevin Feige are doing the things that they're saying as not wanting to repeat certain things that we've already seen before the MCU was established, i.e., changing the origins of the Fantastic Four, doing whatever they're going to doing with them. He said they're doing something new, something that's new, fresh, and never seen with the Fantastic Four before. I feel like that's going to be the same tone that they're doing, even with the X-Men stuff that we've already seen from Fox. I don't feel that they're going to want to repeat like that. So maybe they do Lady Deathstrike. Maybe it is the female Deadpool. Maybe that's what they do. Lady Deadpool. I'm not really sure. Again, this image of Danger, though, and just looking at Corrin, she could. I don't know. That's me personally. I mean, Q, you hear that the villain is no longer Danger. What do you think about it being Lady Deadpool or Spiral or even Deathstrike that they're kind of saying here?
I mean, first off, Deadpool 1 and 2, I didn't watch them for the villains, so I was never really going into 3 for the villain. Yeah, but I mean, at that same time, I remember whenever we first talked about Deadpool 3, it was rumored and stuff, and we had talked about Danger and everything, and so that's honestly what I had already kind of latched on to myself as well, and so I started learning about Danger and everything, about how she became a sentient from the room and everything, and I was just like, it's such a cool concept to put on screen, even if they want to give the little flashback to her origin or anything like that. It's an entertaining story to put on screen, in my opinion. And it's something that, since Deadpool isn't known for his villains, I really think if they were to put Danger on screen and nail it, that'd be a good Deadpool villain, and it'd be the most memorable Deadpool villain, in my opinion. And so that's just, I don't know. I'm not a Deadpool fan, so I'm not too knowledgeable on all his villains and everything, but I did research on Danger just because last year we talked about it and everything, and so I don't think it'd be a bad idea. So it does kind of suck to hear that it might not be true or happening and stuff like that, but I don't think it's a big deal on who the villain is. I think the movie is mostly going to be him and Hugh Jackman back and forth bickering.
Well, I like that you said that, because that does beg the question, if this film is splitting open the multiverse and you've got the TVA involved, what the TVA's involvement, it has to be something, because the only reason the TVA would be involved is because they've broken the timeline or something. They're outside, Nexus event or something like that. It's the only reason the TVA would be involved. So I guess that does beg the question, how do you insert the villain here? Like, what is the motivation for the villain wanting to be after Wade and Logan? Like, what is... So that's a good... the way you put that was actually a good question there. So, I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'm still wanting Danger, but not really sure what they're doing here with Deadpool. But that is what we do know here about Deadpool. That's the news coming from the direct, the most recent things that Kevin Feige has had to say. Obviously, they brought on Emma Corrin, and that was via Twitter from Ryan Reynolds making that announcement. Who she could be playing, it's still up in the air, but people are speculating since the casting call called for a female villain, that she is going to be the villain. So let us know down below in the comments, because as always, question is for y'all. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Who is the villain going to be? Do you even care who the villain's going to be? Is it more of a thing where it's I want to go see it because of how Deadpool is finally going to be interacting with Wolverine, or is it still one of those things where you're like, no, we still have to have an antagonist in this film, and I do care who the antagonist is, and X, Y, and Z, etc., etc. And what are your thoughts on Kevin Feige's comments on the X-Men? When do you think that we're going to get the X-Men and things like that?
It's also just first rated R movie. I'm gonna see how Disney handles it.
How Disney handles a rated R movie. Let us know all those questions you guys have down below in the comments.
Justin Mercado said, I wonder how that's still a Spider-Man question, my fault. Mano said, I got a feeling this is gonna be trash. This Deadpool movie, the timeline is too confusing now.
It is confusing.
And then Dougie Fresh said, as to this being a rated R movie, it's the first and the last.
Yeah, definitely. That's why when they said other rated R, I'm like, what? The mouse is not. What?
I don't know what's on the schedule for that. Raymond said, this is going to suck, but if Wolverine is Wolverine and if he wears that costume for at least a second, I will scream like a child on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see him in that costume. I saw Hawks Holocron, appreciate you being here, Scotty, said, would be dope if they used Hickman's run and they're hiding on Krakoa. And you know what? I'm glad he said that, because Krakoa has been mentioned in rumors. You know, Tiamat, the celestial sticking out of the ocean there, is supposed to play a major role in Thunderbolts, because that is where adamantium is going to come from. And that a lot of different organizations or world leaders are going to be trying to get their hands on the adamantium coming from Tiamat Island. But Krakoa, damn, what was Krakoa? What was said about Krakoa? I think it was that Tiamat Island was supposed to be Krakoa, but I feel like that was maybe debunked. That was a minute ago. I feel like that might have been debunked, but the rumor was for a second there that Krakoa was going to be Tiamat Island, and that would be dope if they were just hiding, you know, on Krakoa. That'd be dope for sure.
Nathan Moore said, so y'all honestly believe that Disney won't keep it toned down?
I don't know, but I don't believe that Disney's going to tone it down, and the reason I don't believe it is because I'm going off of what Ryan Reynolds himself said. The only way I do this is Ryan Reynolds saying this, the actor. The only way I do this is if we're doing it the exact same way we did it at Fox. Sean Levy has come out and said the things he said. The writers have said that we've not put in anything that they've not, that they've said, no, you can't do that. That's too far. Kevin Feige made that announcement way early on that this will be the first rated R film. I don't think that they're going to tone it down, because if anything, like they said in the article, and we already know this, Ryan Reynolds is not just Deadpool. He is on set. He is telling them what he wants. He's telling them what works and what doesn't work. It's his show, and he's running it. So I don't think so. I think it's going to be in the vein of what Deadpool 1 and 2 are.
Chillmonger said X-Men might be a surprise in Kang Dynasty.
They might. Here we all want the X-Men. We all want the X-Men.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it the same way I talk about T'Challa. Marvel has not indicated or given any type of anything that we're getting. The only thing that they keep saying is we're still a ways off. That seems to be the main part. Exactly.
Our X-Men until Phase 7.
Like every time they're asked about the X-Men, they dance around the question and always end it with, "But we're still far off." Like they are, again. Nate Moore used 5 varies, bro. He said very, 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 very far off. Like, I just don't know that that's close. I don't. If it is, I want it, but I don't think so.
Charlie Hebb said, Kevin Feige was saying into play the set for Deadpool 4 and 5. Find out which one will be a home release in the movies. Say that in Thor. Say that about it was cool. Ryan Reynolds Spider-Man was. I did not understand that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, the whole yeah. You can
move on. Dougie Fresh said, "Is Danger like that? I don't know anything about her."
Danger's a dope villain. I mean, I personally like Danger. Me personally, I mean,
from everything it'd be something cool to see on screen.
Yeah, I'm not about to sit here and like hype Danger like she's just
it.
Yeah, like she's her
Deadpool villain.
Yeah, she's cool.
I think she's one of the better ones.
Yeah, she's cool.
Chill said, "Sorry, no Danger. Maybe if Joss Whedon was directing." Raymond said, "Yo, this is a lie. Ain't no way this thing is gonna be rated RR. We not getting blood. All cuss words will be bleeped out, and there will be no International Women's Day. It's gonna suck."
I'm telling you, right? So we've been making bets. They all think Agatha Covenant of Chaos is gonna suck too, and I'm standing on that hill that it's not. And I'm going to now add Deadpool on that hill with me. Deadpool 3, I can assure you.
The satire will be the same.
Yeah.
The humor and the jokes and all the punchlines.
It's the same.
If not, it's going to be worse adding an angry-ass Hugh Jackman to it.
And again, the limitless possibilities of what Ryan Reynolds can say and do.
Yep.
I mean, again, the reason I'm standing on this hill is simply because Ryan Reynolds is already here. If Ryan Reynolds wasn't doing it, then I'd say, oh, no, bro, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
It ain't, but he's doing it.
Or if I heard anything while they were filming of complications or some shit popping up, but we've heard nothing.
Nothing but positive. Everything's going smooth right now. Everything's going the way Ryan wants it to go. So again, I'm standing on that hill. So if you want to make a bet on that one too, Raymond, let me know. We can make a bet on that too. I'm telling you, Deadpool 3 is about to pop off.
Jack said, "Do you think Professor X is going to be in it or in the post-credit scene of Deadpool 3?"
Do I think Professor X? No, I don't. Well, maybe. Because Patrick Stewart was told to stay on standby. That doesn't necessarily... I don't know if they're having him stand by just for a post-credit scene or what that could even entail, what that could look like. You know, one of the original Multiverse of Madness post-credit scenes was Deadpool. And it was Deadpool, Domino, Cable, that whole team walking through the Illuminati's quarters in 838 and seeing all the dead bodies, and he was going to make a joke about this being the third time Charles Xavier has died in Marvel. So he was going to, you know, I don't know. It's possible. It's possible.
Snyder said, "Q skipping comments. I am not supposed to read every one."
Yep, sorry.
Salute
you know,
to
he
you.
cannot read every comment.
Wish
I
could.
You guys know. Okay, so let me go ahead and make this announcement one more time. I now have a supervising position at my job, so I have to be at work I have to be up at 5 a.m. I have to be there at 6 a.m. And I don't get off until, well, I just got off 45 minutes ago. So
I came from work.
Well, not 45 minutes ago, about an hour or so ago. Yeah, so we can't read all the comments. So how things work now, how we're doing it, and this is also how I do it, even when it's just me here. How we do it is I have him go through. If he sees some comments that stand out to him, read those. If there's a comment that you want read, that you just feel we absolutely need to see, you can send it in a super chat or put it at the bottom to where it's, you know, maybe it's recycling or something like that. But we can't read everything, and it's honestly a good problem to have because we're growing.
I wish I could.
Yeah, the channel is growing. We have so many people in the chat, so many people having conversations, you know, wanting us to answer this, wanting to hear our thoughts on that, and I love it, bro.
I'm
it's
sure
dope.
There'll be days when niggas are not working. Just come in and read every comment and just sitting here.
Those are more for Friday streams.
Yeah. The D Steel said Darius has employees to boss around tomorrow. I'll go a couple more on this. Dead Mode said every time traveler has to be involved to bring the X-Men in the MCU.
Say it again.
He said every time traveler has to be involved to bring the X-Men into the MCU.
I guess in what context? Like, I guess I'm wondering why time travel would need to be involved to bring them in.
I guess you'd be assuming if they're not already here. Like, we're going to be bringing them in from the past or future or some shit. Which I don't know. I don't know. They're already on. Skillmonger with the $2 super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Skillmonger, so very much.
You could get an automated comment reader.
Thank you, Skillmonger. That means the most to us that you sent that.
Mano said, sorry, PF, at this point, we gotta just see the movie once it come out. Can't take the Mickey Mouse word. They've been letting us down lately.
Yeah.
I think, especially after we see Ant-Man, I think that's gonna be.
Well, wait till we talk about Ant-Man.
Nah, I mean, I know we're about to, but that's gonna be kind of after watching that and seeing if these reviews are true. I think that's kind of gonna be something to tell the future off of.
I have said this before when we talked about Ant-Man Quantumania. I've said if Quantumania does not pop, Marvel's in trouble. Well, because this is supposed to be the thing that sets the tone.
Is writing Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, Jeff Loveness is writing. He wrote this. He's writing Kang Dynasty. Mark Waldron. They both came from the Rick and Morty. They're both Rick and Morty writers, along with Jessica Gao, and I hope that they booted her out. But along with Jessica, they all came over from Rick and Morty, and that's what they wanted. They wanted writers that were familiar with already writing multiversal type shit. I mean, if you watch Rick and Morty, you know how wild Rick and Morty can get. They wanted writers like that. So, there were things Loveness has said that I really love, as far as like how deep of a dive he took into Kang's comics, and he mentioned Rama Tut, he mentioned the Scarlet Centurion, he mentioned a couple more of his variants, things like that. So I like the fact that he did that. And thank you, whoever sent the super. Who sent that? Blues House.
Dougie and Blues House.
Oh, Dougie and Blues House. Thank you guys so very much. So the things that he said, I'm like, okay, yeah. It just sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He sounds like he, has an idea, grasp on it. But the reviews and things, again, I have to see the film for myself. I'm not gonna go off of what other people are saying. I have to see the film for myself. But it's not good. Let's read Dougie's.
Are you guys also confused as to why the TVA is involved in multiverse? In the multiverse, also, is there a PF PayPal so y'all can get all the money? Oh, there is, and we appreciate you even thinking about that.
Thank you. I'll put the Streamlabs link in the chat.
I mean, I'm not really confused on why the TVA is involved in some. I mean, I guess the multiverse, yeah, maybe.
As far as the multiverse goes, yes.
But I mean, to certain every time something happens with the multiverse, I'd picture that's fucking up the timeline or some shit. So I mean, I guess they kind of go hand in hand. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. As far as for me personally, do I think that it's weird that the TVA is involved in multiversal stuff? I do. I find maybe not. Maybe not. I don't find it weird. Now that the TVA is not the typical TVA from the comics, I don't find it weird because we know that the TVA is being puppeteered by the Master of Time himself, Kang, and we know that he is traveling the multiverse to do whatever it is he's trying to do right now. So I don't. If it were the TVA from Marvel Comics, the TVA from like that, if it wasn't the MCU's TVA, I would be a bit confused about why they are involved in multiversal shenanigans. But it doesn't, with Kang being the puppeteer of the TVA and him being the Master of Time and the multiverse and everything like that, I don't find it that strange. No. Blues House, thank you for just sending that. That means a lot. Like I always say, anything is always so very much appreciated. Let's read the last few there under what Blues House had to say.
Junior Network said that Professor X X-Men animated series Easter egg was the best thing about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness besides Reed Richards.
Yeah. Well, Wanda. For me. But yeah.
Raymond said Marvel is in trouble. I don't care what anybody says. This is a start to the multiverse saga, and if this start is subpar and mid, that's a bad way to start this new saga.
And he is absolutely not wrong. Now, Raymond might come in here quite often and shit, and I'm not, well, maybe shit's the wrong word. Diarrhea might be better, but massive shits might be better. Takes massive shits on a lot of different things.
Bullshit.
A lot of different things, but he is spot on with what he just said there, and the reason being is because, as he stated, this is the start of the multiversal saga.
I mean, even his perspective, though, he hasn't been wrong.
No.
I mean, he's hating on shit. I mean, not like he is hating on shit, but it hasn't been like it's been with.
It's valid.
Like it's in the ballpark.
It is valid.
He's not. Like, shit's been ass. Shit's been coming out.
No,
it
has been. It has been.
He has every right for him to sit there and take shits on it, but
Marvel is in a spot right now that it's like, you know, every time I sit down or every time I turn on something Marvel in the theater, it's no longer Marvel about, you know, I used to post on my Snapchat story before every Marvel film. I used to post. I would take a picture of the,
leave the theater.
I would be
questioning and theorizing what's next. Now we leave the theater laughing.
It's not, well, I used to say Marvel about to do it again, and now it's like, Marvel about to do it again? Like, I don't know. It's like
we go into the movies knowing like,
yeah,
just kind of here because we got to be, not really here to enjoy this shit.
Yeah, it's one, but he's right. Again, he's right. This is the start of the multiversal saga. This is establishing Kang the Conqueror, your new big bad. I've heard nothing but good things about Kang, but I've heard the things we're going to get into about this film, and it's concerning. It's concerning because it's concerning about the future of the MCU. It's concerning, can the MCU get out of the rut that they're in? But it's like I said on my Instagram story too. It's because they're sitting here trying to do this all new, all different Marvel. If it didn't work in comic, what made you think it was going to work in film? What made you think, okay, well, that failed epically. Now let's take that epic fail and translate it into films. Like, it's not working. I hope, Kevin Feige's recent comments on them slowing down on how many series and things they're about to be putting out, and just slowing down in general on a lot of different things, putting more quality over quantity. I don't know, bro. We'll have to see. So let's see. Let's move on here to the next topic. Next topic that we're going to move on to is going to be Marvel announcing, this is not, again, one thing that some content creators will say, they'll say, oh, I didn't believe that because it's coming from so-and-so and so-and-so, or I'm not believing that because it's not coming from Variety. This didn't come from the Hollywood Reporter. This isn't coming from, Vanity Fair, anybody. This is coming from some nobody type trade. And I know that there are some YouTubers out there that do the same things that we do over here, that don't like to look at what My Time to Shine Hello has to say, or don't like to look at what Can We Get Some Toast, or The Watcher, or Divinity Seeker, or Ember, or any of those guys. They don't like to look at what any of those, Daniel RPK, Charles Murphy, Casey Wall, they don't like to look at what they have to say because they don't consider that to be valid. My Time to Shine Hello and the other people I've named have proven their accuracy time and time and time again. My Time to Shine Hello was one of the first people that came out and said that Thunderbolt Ross was going to be President Thunderbolt Ross in this whole New World Order and moving forward in the MCU. So these are some things we already know. We know that Harrison Ford is coming back. He's now taking on the role because he's been casted for William Hurt, who passed of cancer. He is taking on the role of Thunderbolt Ross, and he is going to be playing Thunderbolt Ross moving forward, and he's even recently talked about some of those things. I know David Arbor came out in an interview talking about, how, I didn't read it, but something about it being funny or being a joke that Harrison Ford may be in mocap. We even talked about that before. When it first came out about Harrison Ford being Thunderbolt Ross, I was like, I don't see Harrison Ford doing mocap. I don't see him, Harrison Ford is that grumpy, get off my fucking lawn guy right now. And, he said that he saw a lot of fellow actors and actresses having so much fun in the MCU. He thought to himself, why not? That's something I want to do. What a luxury. So, so this is coming from the direct, and this is what they're kind of having to say here. And this is, again, Kevin Feige talking in that same interview from Entertainment Weekly. The MCU is set to introduce a new president of the United States, and an unexpected newcomer plays that character. Iron Man 3 was the first MCU movie to introduce the United States president in live action, showcasing William Salders in a significant role. The actor then reprised his role for 3 episodes in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Given that Ellis's presidential term appears to be finished, Secret Invasion is set to introduce Dermot Mulroney, okay, as new U.S. President Riston. However, it looks like Riston's time as the country's leader will be cut short. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige discussed Captain America: New World Order while confirming that Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross is the President of the United States in the new sequel's plot. Feige shared the news while revealing that the Anthony Mackie-led movie will start filming relatively soon. And we talked about this last night. Anthony Mackie said it's going to start filming next month. This is Kevin Feige saying, "We start filming relatively soon. I'm sure anyone you've ever talked with about Harrison Ford says this, but it's unbelievable that we get to meet and talk with him, and that he's embracing this role. He's tireless with the amount of work that he does. This is certainly a big part for Thaddeus Ross. He's the President of the United States in the film." The Marvel boss continued by acknowledging Ford's past work in Clear and Present Danger, two films where the actor confronted the President of the United States. And then it says, moreover, Feige also teased the incredible dynamic between Sam Wilson's Captain America and President Ross in the movie. I'm interested in that. Let's see. And with Harrison, you think about Air Force One, and you think about some of his confrontations with the president in Clear and Present Danger. There's a dynamic between President Ross and Sam Wilson. They have a history together, that they do. But in this film, we'll be seeing the dynamic between Captain America and the President of the United States in a way that is just incredible. The Marvel Studios creative chief officer then expressed excitement about finally casting Ford in the MCU. This has been a dream for years. Ever since Jon Favreau cast Harrison Ford in Cowboys and Aliens, I was always very jealous of that. So to have him finally in the MCU is just incredible. It's like I can cross that off of my wish list. Well, you know what's on my wish list? Since we're talking recasting, Kevin. How did Harrison Ford, Thaddeus Ross become U.S. President? It is odd that the MCU is introducing 2 presidents of the United States in a short span, with Secret Invasion featuring President Riston, while Captain America: New World Order will highlight Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross. Given the story behind Secret Invasion, there's strong chances that President Riston could end up being revealed as a Skrull, meaning that the United States has been led by an alien invader all of this time. I'm sure that's what they're going to do, actually. As a result, Fury and the rest of his allies could eliminate Riston, leading to Thaddeus Ross's rise to power. Ross may be involved with revealing Riston as a Skrull infiltrator, meaning that Secret Invasion could end up being Ford's first MCU appearance after all the Disney Plus series is being billed as a crossover event. A crossover event with this and Armor Wars. So the shoe fits. That said, Ross having a major role is exposing Riston's Skrull allegiance could give him a vote of confidence among his peers in the rest of the United States to take over as the country's next leader. Ultimately leading to his major status in Captain America 4. Captain America: New World Order is set to premiere theaters May 3rd, 2024.
So that's supposed to happen in what?
I guess he's going to become
in Secret Invasion.
I guess he's going to become president in Secret Invasion. If it's true that Riston is going to be exposed as a Skrull, then I guess that would then have him take over as president in Secret Invasion, which would bleed over into New World Order, already having him established as the president. And one of my main questions,
president beginning of New World Order.
Yeah.
Figuring out that makes it okay.
Yeah, they'll have him probably start the film. And one of my main questions when we even got Harrison Ford in here not even Harrison Ford, when we started talking about Red Hulk, Red Hulk was introduced in Marvel Comics, I believe it was 2008. And in 2008, no one knew who Red Hulk was. His identity was unknown. It was a secret. But it seems like here, and they've talked about this in other articles and interviews, that they're not going that route. It's going to be well known that Thaddeus Ross is the Red Hulk.
I don't like that.
I don't really like that either. I wish they would have played. I wish he could have kept it like I'm president by day.
It's just
Red Hulk by
it's
night.
just another element to play off in storytelling.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that everybody's going to know who he is either, but everyone's going to know who Red Hulk is. It's going to be again, though that's the whole thing. So, because when we talked about it, I showed the picture of Joe Fixit, and I'll go ahead and show that here for those that don't know who Joe Fixit is. I showed the picture of Joe Fixit because it's like, is this the tone that we're going to be getting for Thaddeus Ross? Like, is he going to be Joe Fixit in the MCU to where we're going to see him, dressed like this as the Red Hulk? Because from my understanding, he's even going to be Red Hulk at the fucking podium.
Yeah.
So at the podium addressing the nation as Red Hulk, that's interesting. It's really interesting to see. So that's why I showed the picture of Joe Fixit the first time we talked about this, because I was like, are we going to see this nigga dressed like...
No, I mean, but one thing, I'm just reading the comments already, and it's like, Harrison Ford is such a good recast too, so it's like, it sucks that they weren't able to just touching on the T'Challa subject and everything. It just sucks that they didn't look into it, because they're recasting. Usually when they do recast characters, they do a damn good job at it. So that's just
and Harrison Ford was a brilliant.
It is. He's gonna do good.
A brilliant pick.
Who said that in the comments? Someone said that.
As much as I am envious
of Fresh, yeah, he said he's gonna kill it.
Yeah, as much as I am envious of the fact that
they
recasted him, I'm very envious of that. I'm also, when we talk recast, when we say the things we say about T'Challa, I'm upset about the MCU not recasting T'Challa, but there are still things within the MCU that I still am excited to see, and I will always give credit where credit is due. Marvel did do a good job in recasting William Hurt with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, as we all know, I don't have to explain Harrison Ford's fucking damn.
I started reading comments.
What's it? I don't have to explain his resume. I don't have to explain his resume to you. Everybody knows the brilliant actor that Harrison Ford is. So we know that he's going to bring something great to Thaddeus Ross. Again, I'm envious. I'm envious that they got a recast and T'Challa did not. But yeah. Yeah, so that's really my questions there on that is, are they going to do a whole Joe Fixit deal, or what are they going to do with Thaddeus Ross?
Raymond said he ain't excited to see shit.
Oh, I'm sure. And not only that, what that's going to mean between Red Hulk and the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, what is that going to look like? First, Hulk's got to take off the flannels and stop passing out tacos. That's number one. He's got to get back to Savage Hulk. Yeah, he's got to figure out his own shit first. But that's kind of the news there that we've got for what's going on in. This is going to be taking place in New World Order and in Thunderbolts. I don't believe he's going to be. New World Order come out before Thunderbolts? No. Yes, Thunderbolts is last. Yep. Thunderbolts. So he'll be president in New World Order. I'm sorry, in Thunderbolts.
Well, they're saying this. Yeah, they said this is Secret Invasion.
That's right. That's right. So he will be president in Thunderbolts, which adds to that whole somewhat plot line that we have right now about all the world leaders trying to get adamantium, and what does he fucking want adamantium for? So, I mean, there's a lot of questions. I mean, there's still some things that could be exciting for the future of the MCU. We're about to get to the least exciting things with Ant-Man, but we're going to get to that. But as always, questions for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about the newest comments coming from Kevin Feige, President Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige, talking about New World Order, talking about how Harrison Ford is going to be Thunderbolt Ross and how he is going to be President Thunderbolt Ross. This is now confirmation. This was rumored, we've talked about it, but this is the confirmation from Kevin Feige himself. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking.
Raptor Cloak said, I'll take Joe Fixit over Smart Hulk any day and again.
Any day.
Countless brothers could do Chadwick proud as T'Challa.
Yep. Easily, bro. Easily.
Snyder Steppenwolf said, also they're making Red Hulk like Joe Fixit. Like, do these clowns not know that Red Hulk ain't anything like Joe Fixit?
Nothing like Joe Fixit. And that's why I show, because remember when we first talked about this, it came from the Marvel Studios subreddit. That's where we first talked about this. And that's when I first showed the picture of Joe Fixit, because that's the only thing I could think of. I was like, so are they trying to make this motherfucker like Joe Fixit? Like,
big ass suit.
Yeah. Like, and I agree. Thinking that Red Hulk can hold a candle to Joe Fixit is pretty funny. But again, let Nate Moore tell it. This is what happens when you don't put comic readers in the writer's room.
Sir Yuri G said, personally, and this me being a comic fan, but I feel if they went the comic book route, mostly the Ultimate Universe way of making Steve Rogers president.
One more time.
Personally, and this is me being a comic book fan, but I feel if they went the comic book route, mostly the Ultimate Universe way of making Steve Rogers president.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Which brings me right, that comment brings me right into this comment from Jax, where he said, do you guys think that old Steve Rogers will make an appearance, or a variant of Steve Rogers, Captain America, will make an appearance in Captain America New World Order? And I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is because this film is already saturated with a lot. 5
Where
villains.
Do I start?
Yeah, you got 5 villains in this shit. You've got from what they've said, this is going to be Civil War. This is going to be like Civil War. It's going to be a mini Avengers film like Civil War, because he's going to be building the new Avengers team in this. We know the leader's one of the villains. We know Red Hulk is one of the villains. We know My Time to Shine, hello, named him. Is Val one of them? I think she said Val.
Fontaine, I mean.
Yeah. I thought she said Val. Val's one of them. I don't remember who the other two were. But she, she put that stuff out there. It's a heavy film with a lot of shit going on in it. And then let Anthony Mackie tell it. All this, bro. You've got the leader, you've got Intelligentsia, you've got Val, you've got Red Hulk, you've got him building this new Avengers team, and let Anthony Mackie tell it. His superpower is his humanity. He's going to need a hell of a lot of humanity to make it out of New World Order, or he's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, humanity might not be getting that.
Serpent Society also. Thank you, Josiah Allen. Serpent Society is also rumored for this shit. Like, what? There's a lot going on. And then you still have to remember Julius Ona's original comments that this is going to be a thriller, paranoid thriller type film. I'm telling you, I have it high on my anticipation list out of pure curiosity.
Of this is a lot.
Yes, out of pure curiosity of how the fuck are you doing this?
You gotta take comments too. My laptop died.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Justin said, honestly, I could give less of a fuck about Ross and whatever they plan for him, because by the MCU's logic, he should be dead. Hashtag recast T'Challa. Had to get that out. Sorry. No, bro. No, by the MCU's logic, he should be dead, because William Hurt's rendition of Thaddeus Ross transcended any rendition of Thaddeus Ross in past publishing, film, or anything.
Should have been put in a casket and floated off.
And yeah, the
honored.
21 gun salute,
Honored.
Yeah, bro. What an honor. What an honor. He should have been honored. It's honestly
kind of disgraceful that they gave this act to Hurt, kind of disgraceful to just poop
And the
on
funny
his
thing
legacy.
is, Hurt played Thaddeus Ross before Black Panther was even a thought on paper for the MCU.
This is an established role.
Yeah, established
Literally
role, bro.
his role.
Is that weed? Oh, I thought it was. I was about to say, give me. I thought it was a gummy. I was about to say, fucking give me one.
I'm sitting here like, damn, what'd I do?
I thought you had a gummy.
You just called me out. I'm sitting here like,
I did fucking just. Oh, my fault. My fault. I thought that.
I'm sitting here
gummies.
like, huh?
I thought you had gummies. Hawks. Scotty said, lots of people saying it's gonna mirror Dark Reign. I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of people saying that's going to mirror Dark Reign. Grace, that's such hypocritical BS. Yeah, I agree. Sir Yuri G, that you read that one. Let me see. Raptor Claw not talking to me. Network said the multiverse is aligned perfectly with them since they'll be rebooting the characters over time. Then we've got Gray that said with all this cherry picking with the source material, they're doing. It's fascinating how they keep writing themselves into these plot holes in mid movies. Yeah, that too. Scotty also said TV shows are tough because they are not connecting enough to each other or the overall plots, and that's very true. Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest complaints a lot of people had with the TV shows. It's like it did nothing to progress the mythology of the MCU.
Introductions.
It's just a bunch of introductions that had nothing, but it was just origins, bro. It's like it went nowhere. It didn't connect to the bigger picture, and that was what everyone's complaint for Phase 4 was. Kenny said, MCU is the 7th highest grossing entertainment franchise of all time. It'll be a while before they're in trouble. You know, again, mileage may vary because people aren't going to view the movies like that anymore. Like, let me put it into perspective. I don't know what your towns look like. There's not been an MCU film where that we've gone to see as a group where I've been able to wait to get tickets. I'm not going to bullshit you. I got our Quantumania tickets last week. How long have I had y'all's money?
Shit. You paid for mine. I just got you a card. So I wouldn't know. I thought we had them when they dropped. So.
And when did they drop? When was
Monday. That Monday or Tuesday.
Was that February 1st? Was that
second, first,
14 days ago?
It might have been the 3rd. I think it was the 3rd.
Okay, the 3rd. Typically, when I buy our tickets to go
soon at 10:30 a.m.,
I have to get them because it's normally sold out. I got our tickets last week. I checked seats today. Same seats are available.
And it's been like this with the last couple of movies too, not just this one.
So to say,
like, what did we go see last, and we bought them when we were there?
No, that was Black Adam.
That was okay, but
that was Black Adam.
I was about to say, even with Black Panther, we ordered our tickets and then we found out Corey was coming with us, so we had to buy another one.
Yep.
I was able to go to the theater and swap them all out and buy them in person and pick whatever seats we really wanted that were 5 next to each other. So even with Black Panther, which was supposed to be one of their bigger movies, and we all knew we weren't really going to like it, but it's been like this with movies that have been coming out. So, I mean, we're in Oklahoma, and I picture niggas in, like, California, New York. They got much better things to do on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night than to go see a Marvel movie.
That's why I say you can say that it'll be a while before they're in trouble, but the numbers aren't lying.
Yep.
The numbers simply aren't lying, and I'm so glad we even jumped into that, because let's get into the trouble that Marvel is really in. Now let me refresh, because it might have changed. It's been changing all day. And it did. And it did. And it fucking did. So, before we jump into
That's funny as shit.
Let's jump in. Let's just go ahead and jump right into Marvel being in trouble. We're about 48 hours away before we will sit down and actually watch Quantumania, and we reviewed it last week from people from the last Monday. From people that got to see the world premiere. We talked about their initial reactions. Well, these aren't people that got to see the world. These are coming from critics now. Now, obviously, the critic score is
it's usually always a bit more
harsh. It's a bit more harsh than the audience score. So we'll have to wait to see what the audience has to say. But we're gonna read through some of these comments here that they are saying, because the review embargo, as you know, has dropped. They can say whatever they want. It's currently got 120 reviews, and it's currently sitting at a 54%. Now, when I woke up this fucking morning, I put this on my story, my Instagram story. I said, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. Or was that yesterday? Oh shit! No, that was today. When I put it on my Instagram story 7 hours ago, it was sitting at a 63%. Before that, when John and them were reviewing when they were reviewing this morning on there, it was at a 70-something percent.
That's what it was at when I woke up this morning for work at like 6 a.m. It was at a 70.
It is now 7:30 Central Standard Time, sitting at a 54%. It is the second lowest critically rated Marvel film since the 48% Eternals. That took me 16 times to watch before I said, oh, third act still is shit, but it's an okay film.
All right.
It's an okay film. So obviously, like I said, and I'll say this too, I can assure you, when Marvel dropped, they weren't expecting this.
Hell no.
I'm be honest with you. I'm a little shocked.
That's just kind of scaring me.
Yeah. I'm a little shocked because just from the trailers, and I guess the argument could be made that just because this film is so comic booky that you have to maybe go in with comic book knowledge to maybe understand it. Maybe the average fan doesn't understand the quantum realm, doesn't understand how things work as far as time and just everything that Kang's going to talk about as far as time and everything, the way the things go. That argument could be made. I've seen people making that argument, that it's like too comic booky. I've seen people saying that. But I guess the argument could even be made, was Multiverse of Madness not comic booky? We talked about incursions. We went to one other universe besides the montage of the minute 20 seconds that we floated through other universes. We talked about, the multiverse. I feel like that was a comic booky film too, but maybe it wasn't. But this one is definitely diving into variants, we got variants, incursions, a lot of different things. It was very comic booky. So monsters coming after America Chavez and all this kind of shit. So the argument could be made, I guess, that it is very comic booky or whatever. But this is let's read some of these reviews so we can see what some people are saying about the film. Let's see. All right. This is, let me put it on my screen so I can actually see it. 114 reviews. Well, sorry, it's not 114. I didn't refresh on my screen. All right. Grant Watson said, "This is a winning progression for Ant-Man and a wonderful, enjoyable blockbuster." Good review. Short review. Good review. Someone named Kate Sanchez said, "Buried deep, deep, deep down in a Quantumania is the heart of what a good Ant-Man movie could be, but it doesn't find it too often." All right. Derek Smith said, "Quantumania feels less the start of a new phase of Marvel films than a tired retread of adventures we've already been on." Christie said, "Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is chaotic, woefully unfunny, mess that has forgotten why its hero was such fun. The thrill isn't just gone, it's been buried beneath a swarm of plot controversies, and truly hideous CGI." Ooh. What did we hear about the CGI in Thor: Love and Thunder? Didn't we hear that shit had hideous CGI? Well, we all watched it. It did have hideous CGI. Heimdall's kid's floating head, that'll never be forgotten. And we've all seen what MODOK looks like.
Oh, shit.
You know what? As a matter of fact, Marvel's not in trouble.
Pull it up.
I'm going to go ahead and leave this on the screen for y'all while I read these. Hold on.
Bro's taking his time on this one, too. I mean, from what we've gotten, though, the reviews aren't horrible. I'm sure there's much worse in there, but...
All right, I'm going to keep reading these reviews. I want y'all to look at that while I read this. All right. Alan said, "Rudd and Majors try to lift up the superhero sequel, but it struggles with non-comedic storytelling and weirdly choppy editing." Then Luke said, "If it were a meal, it would have been magnificent." All right, a good review. Plating and the fanciest sauce, but cut into it and deep down, it's just a Big Mac. Oh shit, I thought it was a good one. It's just a Big Mac underneath. So let's read how he worded that again. If it were a meal, it'd be magnificent. Plating and the fanciest sauce, but cut into it and deep down, it's just a Big Mac. He called Quantumania a Big Mac.
That's me though. I'm trying to figure out if the nigga like Big Macs or hate them. I can't tell. He said it's great, then started hating on it. I don't know.
Peter said it features a slew of talented actors doing their very best to treat the extremely silly movie as though it were serious and actually meant something. Josh said enough oogly landscapes and googly creatures to power 2 Star Wars pictures and half a Dune. Damn. Julian said Quantumania throws every can of paint in the garage at the screen while struggling with tone and convincing character dynamic. Jonathan Majors is absolute beast as King the Conqueror. The MCU Phase 5 starts on uneven footing. Anthony says a very mid effort, and Marvel better pull their finger out if they want these films to start feeling like must-see events again. Now that's what I meant when I said Marvel's in trouble. Because if this starts to be the consensus of everyone's thinking, no, just like with the Black Panther franchise, why are we not going to see BP3? Your mileage may vary, I'm not. Why am I not going to see BP3? The franchise, the main character's not in it. I don't care anymore.
No use.
Exactly. There's no use. I don't care. You have made it to where I cared, to where now I don't care. If people go see this and it puts them in that state of, I no longer care about what Marvel's doing, because there are even some people that are not seeing anything until Kang Dynasty, until the Avengers get brought back together. That means you're skipping the entirety of Phase 5, and you're skipping most of Phase 6 to watch Kang Dynasty.
And I have plenty of friends who aren't caught up on shit, who haven't
a lot of
watched
people
shit since maybe WandaVision and Loki.
Yeah. And that's true. That's why I say Marvel's in trouble. They are in trouble.
Whereas to before Endgame, I was watching everything with after Endgame, whenever WandaVision came out, I was watching that with my friends and everything. Now, fatigue is definitely a thing.
It is. I'll read that one more time. A very mid-effort, and Marvel better pull their finger out if they want these films to start feeling like must-see events again. And one thing I'll add to that. The reason why he said must-see events again is because our theater seats are still empty, bro. That means people are either buying tickets at the door or just not going to see it. Laura said, while the film is laden with a new purpose and new world that marks this one, something like the extended Lang family visits Disney's Strange World. Okay, I can see that. By way of Star Wars, it's more entertaining than its predecessor. Dave said a big dumb blockbuster that can't decide whether it's a crazy comedy or a gritty drama. A huge contrast between tone and narrative leaves this one feeling far too uneven. Tired of being continually introduced to the multiverse. Time to get on with it. Okay. Jonathan Majors should be referred to as the defibrillator because his intense performance gives the film desperately needed life. But the film is still unsatisfyingly emotionally thin and inconsequential. That's concerning. Inconsequential. The reason that's concerning, because should this film not have all the fucking consequences? Should this film not, should stakes not be high? Should you not be... I said this. I've said this. Go look back at the fucking live streams. I said, if Quantumania doesn't have that ending Thor Ragnarok post-credit scene or Infinity War feeling, because it should, bro.
Have we gotten any reviews on the post-credit, or do you know what the post-credit
yeah,
I was going to say, I haven't.
The post-credits, everybody knows, well, everybody over here should know. If you don't like spoilers, here's your 5-second warning. You can leave the chat and come back here quickly, but I'm about to go ahead and go through the post-credit spoilers. So here's your 5, here's your 4, 3, 2, 1. The first post-credit scene is the Council of Kangs. So we're going to see multiple Kangs, and they're going to be upset that the Kang in Quantum Realm gets killed.
I heard about that. I don't know about the second one.
The second one is going to show Victor Timely, who is also a variant of Kang, who has been rumored for a while for Loki Season 2, and it's going to have Mobius and Loki looking on stage while Victor Timely is showing off some inventions with Loki looking terrified.
Timely, though?
Yeah, they are doing Timely. Timely's actually happening.
Because I remember that's one thing we were talking about before, too.
We never knew.
If he was going to be one of the variants or not.
Yeah. So he's going to be one of the variants in Loki Season 2. I'll read a few more here. I'm not going to read them all. I mean, you guys can read them.
In the comments say you read all the reviews, but not comments.
Oh yeah, no, we're not.
Josiah saying I'm just playing.
No, we're not going to read all these reviews. Jimmy said, funny, heartfelt, and exciting. Here's a good one. And the villain is a worthy foe. Michelle Pfeiffer and Major shine. Most of the jokes work. With some falling flat, and perhaps there are a few minor visual effects that are less effective, but the weirdness made it work. And someone said, this is Pete that said, I have to confess, I'm getting quite sick of the sorcerer-style flashy and flary effects so many of these comic book movies revel in. Mix it up next time, guys. Oh, Pete.
Oh, Petey.
Tiana said, if weird's your thing, welcome to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And that's all she said. Rachel said, I'm reading one more after her. Rachel said, I prefer my Ant-Man movie smaller than whatever this is. And then David said, the story is in service of the larger Marvel engine, an incredibly creaky machine that nevertheless keeps grinding away, dropping superstar performers into CGI glop because the show simply must go on. So,
that's telling.
Like I said, your mileage may vary. You may be sitting there thinking,
telling, though. They vary.
It's telling. It's telling.
At least they're not all the same, though. I don't think the reviews were... If I were to just hear those reviews, I don't think I'd come up with like a 54 score for it. I don't think just listening to those reviews, because the reviews weren't that bad. The things that sound the worst is the fact that we may end up watching this movie and still move on nothing, with no further implications on the MCU, no... consequences, no. Go ahead.
If Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is a portent of the franchise's future, Marvel is in real trouble.
And that's one thing I read earlier too, just simply because the writer is writing Kang Dynasty.
I'm telling y'all, let me read this. Let's read this super chat really quick here from Josh. Josh said, "I've lived in California and New Jersey, and I've been able to get my ticket days before screening ever since start of Phase 4. Empty seats everywhere."
I mean, bunch of comments in, man. I just bought my ticket today for Thursday evening. Me and one other person so far in the theater room. Raymond, my theater's about to be half empty on a Thursday matinee. I've never seen that before.
I'm telling you.
Let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else? Theaters empty? Let me see. Anyone else? I'm sure there's a bunch of people who are going to start commenting that the theaters are empty, because I'm sure ours is not packed. But I want to
go ahead. Look at this again.
Nothing has been. Black Panther, in my opinion, wasn't
packed. It wasn't packed.
And nothing.
And we know why that wasn't.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Nope.
Nothing has been packed since Spider-Man, and so it's kind of, in my opinion, if I go to Ant-Man and it looks worse, I mean, who's to say that they're not just trending down? Who's to say that normal fans can wait 2 to 3 years for Kang's Dynasty? Who's to say that just with how slow they started, that we can keep making these excuses and giving them time to get it right and stuff? Right. Especially, that's one of the most concerning things to me. It's like, when I hear those reviews, it's like you keep casting these star actors and the good actors and stuff, but you're making it seem like they might be giving us shitty performances. And so how long can you keep doing that before actors are kind of looking at your company like, do I want to go in and do this CGI fest and maybe not get to be myself or get to play a character how the character's supposed to be? You know, just so when the actors start questioning anything, that could be a bad thing. And it sounds like that could be the route that we're heading for if it's true that they keep casting all these good actors. Because, I mean, Christian Bale, I'm sure he's looking at that shit like, why did I do that shit?
Wasted. All they got was I'm sure a very decent
and that's
paycheck.
just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's people who are sitting there like, why did I even do that role?
Yeah.
It wasn't memorable, wasn't anything of how I envisioned it. So, I mean, that's the thing that sucks about it. It's like, I think this is real. We've had the channel for a year, and it's a steady conversation. Is the fatigue real? Is this shit getting old? So, I mean, if it's a steady conversation, we're able to talk about it. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this shit's getting old.
Hey, well, Stevie just said it's only like 15
seats in hers that have sold. And I just looked at ours. The same fucking seats are still available. We see every Marvel film, or any film we go see, we see it in IMAX. I think our IMAX holds, a little over 100-something people? Yep.
And this isn't like a Friday night where you might have, this is a Thursday night premiere that are usually fucking packed. You might have work the next morning, but you ain't going out to do nothing Thursday nights usually. Right. Premieres are usually packed on Thursday nights, especially we're going to the 9 o'clock one.
Yeah.
Especially the 9 o'clock one.
Especially the 9 o'clock
one. Usually fucking sold out. Bad.
And you know,
that's not good news.
What everybody's saying here,
I agree with. Now, you might think what you want to think about what James Gunn's DC slate looks like. However, I'm still fairly confident in what they're trying to do over there.
And everybody from Dougie Fresh to Xavier from Mano215 has said
the same thing. DC is coming for that ass.
I mean, wow.
They're looking. James Gunn even critiqued Marvel the other day and said, Marvel has some things figured out, but they don't have it all figured out. He said, I feel like we over here at DC have it figured out a little bit more. And I feel like he may be right. Why? Because he's gotten to sit under Marvel and seen their mistakes. And now he's thinking to himself, I'm not going to make those same mistakes. We're going to do things differently over here at DC. And if that's true, let's fast forward to 2025. I'm going to pull a John Campea here. When John Campea said before Batman vs. Superman, he said, if this fails, DC is dead. And he was not wrong because it failed. And what happened? They had to reboot their shit. I'm speaking it into existence now. If the Superman movie fails, no. If the Superman movie is a hit,
DC's over Marvel.
Marvel likely will not be able to hold a candle. DMCU will not be able to hold a candle to the DCU. Because if that Superman film fucking hits, and I'm saying that with a grain of salt, because James Gunn is writing it and he is directing it. But if it hits, if Brave and the Bold fucking hits, if Waller hits, if all that shit hits, my heart will be able to go back to its first home. And that is DC. That is DC. So, I mean, I agree with them. I agree with them.
I do completely see.
And like Dougie, Dougie, bro, me and Dougie sometimes are on the same fucking brain wavelength, I swear.
The same thing.
If The Flash hits, and we all saw the trailer, we know it's going to. My anticipation for this shit, where I didn't have it, I was like, holy shit. If The Flash does do good, that's just speaking more.
You know, one thing I had to think about, as an honest man, I was sitting there, I was like, I still listen to R. Kelly. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go enjoy this Ezra Miller film.
Miller.
I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna go enjoy this. I saw the trailer after the Super Bowl, during the Super Bowl and everything. I was like, and that's just how I think and shit. I was just like, I'm gonna go enjoy this film. It's like nothing
for sure.
personal. It's like, if they're still putting this shit out, there's gotta be a reason for it. And so the film's got to be pretty fucking good.
That's what they say. That's what everybody says. For me personally, I still was not going to go see the film until it came to HBO Max. But when I saw Keaton's Batman do the CGI shit he was doing,
hell no, and I seen that.
I was like, take my fucking money. I get it. I get it, bro. Again, Miller, absolutely, positively, without question, cannot continue as the Flash. And I said what I said about that last night. Everybody has their opinions. I think that if this film whatever.
He's not stopping me. They are not stopping me from enjoying this film. No longer. I don't think I'm going to go into the Flash movie and sit in there and worry about what Ezra Miller has done anymore. if good or bad, I don't really care. But I mean, it's just a simple fact that, I mean, if they've decided to go, and what I saw from the trailer, it seems like everything that they are envisioning is true about this film should be good. It should be able to, fans should be able to ignore whatever's going on and stuff. I think the thing that just hinders in the back of my mind is I don't like Ezra Miller as Barry Allen.
Right, that's it. I don't like Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. And again, Dougie and I are on the same brain wavelength. It guaranteed that I'm seeing it opening weekend.
I'll be there Thursday.
Yeah. That's why I said that last night when I was talking to everybody. I said, I think this kind of guaranteed that we will be seeing this film on Thursday. It won't be because at first we were just like, oh, we'll see it when we see it.
Yeah. That was a Morbius.
Yeah. But it's now turned into a thing where, bro, it's getting my money opening weekend. It's getting my money opening weekend. So if that's very true though. If DC can do that, then that's true. We're still talking on the topic though, so I want to quickly read what they said here. This is from the direct. While Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania looks to make a splash in the MCU's first Phase 5 movie, its Rotten Tomatoes score has caused some initial concern. Ant-Man 3 is set to become the MCU's 31st movie in the next step forward in the multiversal saga, pitting Team Ant-Man against the MCU's latest big bad, Kang the Conqueror. Even though this is an Ant-Man movie first and foremost, expectations are through the multiversal roof, particularly with it being an important stepping stone toward 2025's Avengers Kang Dynasty. Early reviews for Ant-Man 3 brought a wide range of reactions from critics, with some praising it as the best Ant-Man film, while others thought it was too jam-packed and didn't serve as much more than a filler movie. And again, that's kind of sad. And they said Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is currently listed on Rotten Tomatoes with a 63% at the time of writing this. Tomato meter score from 70 critics reviews, one of the lowest ratings in MCU history. Phase 4's Eternals from November 2021 opened with a 59% rating before becoming one of the lowest grossing films Marvel Studios has ever made. Reviews have been less than positive for Quantumania overall, with many feeling as though the movie was held back by its MCU ties and hollow emotional story. Inverse noted in its review that Quantumania feels more like a building block than an actual movie, describing it as 3 movies jostling for screen time, while being completely overshadowed by the overarching MCU narrative. And before I don't even think I'm gonna, because these are just people's. This is what Inverse said. The problem with Quantumania is that it's not a movie, it's a building block. There are 3 movies jostling for time with Quantumania. Scott and Cassie's father-daughter story, Janet Van Dyne repressed guilt over Kang's origins, the Quantum Realm long fight to overthrow the tyrant Kang, but they're all overshadowed by the MCU of it all. The result is an undercooked, overstuffed action movie that feels like a shadow of better adventures send-ups before.
That makes sense, dude.
Yeah, but before, that's all I'm reading on that, because it's just more like Rolling Stone, what they had to say, what Playlist had to say. But this is the last part of what the direct had to say. How will fans react to Ant-Man 3? Even though not all of the reviews for Ant-Man 3 were on the negative end of the spectrum, seeing reception like this is certainly cause for concern as the MCU continues to evolve. These reviews mostly paint Ant-Man 3 as something of a filler movie that was only in place to introduce Kang, who is confirmed to play a huge role in later multiverse saga movies. Many have also said that this threequel is heavy use of CGI for the Quantum Realm material, even though this is something that was partially unavoidable according to the movie's VFX team. But even with that disappointment, the reportedly excellent performance by Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors are what make this movie worth seeing, continuing the MCU's trend of excellent character portrayal. So to add to what Inverse had to say, I'm taking it to what what Matt had to say. Matt said, you have to look at, in his review, he said you have to look at Quantumania as a Part 1 film. And I saw someone say, I don't want to look at Quantumania as a Part 1. I want it to be its own thing. I don't want it to be something that's building to something bigger. Be great and big on your own. Let us know. Like the way that, I mean, obviously we knew that Infinity War was moving toward Endgame, but when I left the theater for Infinity War, I felt the stakes. I felt the consequence. I was like, shit. Like, what's gonna happen? Our heroes are been dusted. Thanos won. This motherfucker's sitting in some peaceful fucking garden somewhere on a different planet. What's gonna happen to our heroes? Seems like that's not a thought process leaving this film. It's more just a building block letting you know, okay, Kang's here. But we've known that since Loki.
Yeah, I think we need to be left on some terms of I don't know. Of like, I don't know why he just did that. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what Kang is all capable of. I don't know what he has planned now. We just need to be left in some terms of I don't know. Just because if we're left the movie, let's just say, I don't think this happens, but let's just say the movie ends on Kang kills Scott Lang. Boom. Mm-hmm. We know how dangerous he is. We know throughout the movie they showed us he's nothing to be messed with, but at the same time we're not really wondering what's next. We're just sitting here, Ant-Man's dead, boom. Like that's all we're really sitting. We're not left with anything on going into the no wonder on I don't know. I don't know what's for the future. And so I think going into this movie, I mean, that's honestly how I want to look at it though, as a part. I want it to be great in its own, how they said, but I want it to be looked at as a part one of Kang's gonna come back and do this to something else, someone else's movie, something else, whether it's in Kang Dynasty, whether it's something else. But just in terms of how it ends, we don't need to know everything. We need to leave just feeling some type of way, some type of questioning, in my opinion.
I agree. And the last thing I'll show here on this topic is, let's hear what President Kevin Feige had to say himself. Hold on. Let me make sure I have this right. All right, let's hear what Kevin Feige had to say.
Welcome to Phase 5. Phase 5.
It begins tonight. That's true. Tonight is the beginning of Phase 5 for people who are tracking along with our phases, which I certainly hope everybody watching this is.
I want you to know that it's looking like Phase 5 is everything I really, really love about Marvel. It seems like we're getting weird, Kevin. It seems like we're going places that are very strange.
When you have a title called Quantumania, you want to make good on it. You know, what's great about this movie is I'm sure you've spoken to everybody already and they've told you, but it's amazing because it's, sort of the completion of a trilogy with this amazing family with Scott Lang and Cassie, and it's funny and it's heartfelt and it's relatable, but at the same time, kicking off Phase 5 and introducing Kang and Jonathan Majors in a colossal way. And that's what I'm most excited for audiences to see tonight.
So tell us a little bit more about Jonathan Majors and what made him the right guy to be our Kang.
He's great, and Peyton Reed was a huge, huge advocate for Jonathan. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, we were casting that role for both Loki, He Who Remains, and Quantumania. And obviously he shot He Who Remains first and then this. But you can see already, if viewers who saw him in Loki, saw him in the trailer for Quantumania, he is such a versatile actor. He's getting a lot of great acclaim in numerous movies coming out around this time. And we've already... I almost gave you a big spoiler. But we've got lots of plans ahead for him in a great way.
Well, I do want to talk a little bit about that without heading into spoiler territory. Yes. You've said that Phase 4 was very much about introductions. We met a lot of new characters.
Yes.
We've got a lot of new heroes. We've got America Chavez. We've got Shang-Chi. We've got so many people coming in.
Yeah.
But now this is about connecting everybody, right?
Absolutely, and after Endgame, we wanted the Infinity Saga to feel complete. It was, after Endgame and Far From Home. And Phase 4, as I've said, was all about experimentation, introduction, and reintroduction. And we took our time to have fun and play in genres we hadn't played in before and do all sorts of fun things with these new characters. Kicking off Phase 5, we'll continue that, and like the Infinity Saga, there'll be standalone films within the next two phases, but it really, as you will certainly see in Quantumania, is heading towards the very, very big picture, and as we've already announced, that big picture is the Multiverse Saga in a very big way.
So tell us a little bit more about the quantum realm, since that is kicking this off and is going to have such an impact on things.
Well, I love that this was an idea that Paul Rudd had many, many years ago on Ant-Man 1, was to explore this notion of this subatomic universe that played with quantum mechanics and where rules were different. That turned into what you saw at the end of Ant-Man.
Right.
The first one, clearly that was our tag on Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then was the way in which the world was saved, thanks to Scott Lang in Endgame. And we also know that Janet Van Dyne spent a lot of time down there in the quantum realm. Right. And we see her get lost there in the first one. We see her rescued in the second one. And now in this one, we finally get to see what the heck was going on down there for 30 plus years. And that's what audiences will discover and how that ties in to everything going forward.
I don't know how you keep it all straight, man. I don't know how you keep it all in your head, but thank you so much for joining us, and we are excited to see how the quantum realm all plays out.
Thank you. I can't wait for you to see it.
Thanks again. Kevin Feige, everybody.
Have a great time tonight.
Bro without a hat on.
Oh, I saw him without a hat on once in a
look
picture.
at
Yeah, look up a picture.
You know, one thing he said there was this is going to get us to the multiversal saga. So we're not in the multiversal saga? I mean, it doesn't feel like it, but I thought we were. I thought, you know, just at least by name we were.
This is the start of Phase 5. We're going to get into the multiverse.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
I don't know what he's meaning by that. Maybe that's what he meant, though. Like, this is what pushes us into it. It's the start of Phase 5. I don't know.
I guess so. But, what Liam said, before we close this topic, what Liam said is funny. And I've read through the entire Entertainment Weekly article with Kevin Feige, but Liam said Kevin been doing damage control all day, and that's facts, bro. He's been doing it. Yeah.
They all every time I see him at one of these fucking events, that nigga probably
damage control.
Be sweat. That's why I don't wear gray. Nigga be sweating. I know he be having pit stains, sweating bullets, because it's just he has to come in and do so much fucking work just to really save their own asses sometimes.
Right.
He said he's been talking about Blade, the Marvels, basically most upcoming projects.
Yeah, he talked. So in this article, if anybody wants to, I will go ahead and clip this article. Well, I'll put it in the chat for you guys, so you guys can go read it if you want to. But it's the Entertainment Weekly article. He talks about a lot. I'm gonna scroll down here so you guys can see what he said about. Actually, before I do that, and then actually, before I do all that, let me close it. So. This is the things that Kevin Feige has said about Quantumania. These are the things that critics have said about Quantumania. Now the question is, what do you say about Quantumania? Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about Quantumania. Do you think that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is going to hit? Are you like me? I have to see the film for myself, and I'll be able to form my own opinion. Are you concerned about some of the things the critics are saying, and not just about Quantumania? Are you concerned about some of those things because of the future of the MCU? So let us know down below in the comments. Now, obviously, the MCU is not about, they're not about to stop it or anything like that, but it's still concerning. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. I want to say what Gray said. Gray said Feige didn't have shit to say about Wakanda Forever, and that's so true. He wasn't. I can't. The only last thing I can remember Kevin Feige said about Wakanda Forever is that it was the most important film of Phase 4, and yet I still don't know how. I still don't know how it was so important to Phase 4. But
one thing Andre said is Marvel does not. Andre Ware said Marvel does not have a good movie lineup for this year, so they got to do something, and that's true.
That's true.
After Ant-Man,
that's true.
Are we getting Guardians? Is Guardians this year?
I don't know.
I mean, with all the advertisement and shit they've been doing, I'd assume. I think it is this year because we're already getting fucking Super Bowl ads and shit.
Guardians is this year.
So yeah, but besides this and Guardians, they not looking. I don't even know how much of a good movie Guardians is going to be. We just know it's going to be a James Gunn film that's heartfelt because we've spent time with all these characters.
This is what I've said about Guardians. I think it's going to be a good film, like you said. It's going to be a good film because it's the closing of a journey. It's the third in their trilogy. We know that it is a James Gunn film. Kevin Feige has called it that. Hell, it even says that on the posters. It's a James Gunn film. So we know that it's going to be. We know someone's going to die. We know, but here's the thing about it that I've said. It's going to be a good film, but it's going to have no consequence to the multiverse.
I don't really think it's going to have any implications on any
unless there's a post-credit scene.
Any Kang.
Oh, I don't think they're touching Kang.
That's the thing though. Everything that we should be getting this saga
should be Kang.
Be revolving around Kang.
It should be.
So when we get Guardians, that's going to have absolutely nothing to do with Kang, unless we get a post-credit scene, like you said.
Yeah.
And so really, it's going to be a good film, but in terms of what we get this year for propelling the Marvel storyline, outside of Ant-Man, is it much? It's not much that we're getting.
No.
And that's what, when he says, though, when Andre says the lineup isn't good, That is kind of scary.
So, to what Andre said there about Phase 5, about the lineup, just to refresh some memories, Quantumania is obviously Thursday. Secret Invasion, they didn't even have... Do they care about Secret Invasion? Because they're not... Well, Kevin Feige talked about Secret Invasion. Again, you can read the article in the Entertainment Weekly. He talked about Secret Invasion a little bit. He said he's looking forward to it and all this kind of stuff. Don't know when. It's just coming in spring. So May is Guardians of the Galaxy. Summer is Echo. Now, see, this one right here, your mileage may vary. I never want to shoot. I'm not shitting on it. If you love it, that's great, bro. But this right here, these two, and for some people, even this one, I'm anticipating this because I want to see what they do with Monica, and we've already read the plot leak for it.
From shit we heard about season 2 of Loki.
Oh yeah, the shit we've heard new. Well, not really.
I know we've gotten new
not
stuff.
Really.
Just
Somewhat.
The shit we've gotten at the beginning
somewhat.
and stuff. It doesn't sound too.
Yeah.
We know we get Victor Timely and everything. We know we'll get a little bit more of Mobius, and we know we get everything with TVA. But we haven't heard good.
No, we've not heard anything. No. Only thing that's changed is that Kang is the main villain and no longer. Actually, I don't even know on that one. I know Kang's in it. I think Sylvie is still the villain. I think this Sylvie is, from what we know from the rumor, this Sylvie is the Sylvie that stayed in the room that He Who Remains was in, and she has been the one controlling time ever since then, making it go her way. So she's older. That's just the rumor. I don't know. We read the plot leak for the Marvels. Yeah. We read that. This is what Kevin Feige said about Blade. Oh my God, I'm going to tell you it's short. This is the interviewer. You've also got the Blade movie with Mahershala Ali next year. How's that going? It's going well. Our director, Jan, is down in Atlanta right now. Cameras roll in like the next 10 weeks or so. That's it. That's what he said. Daredevil Born Again. I know some people are upset with the fact, somebody said, so they'll bring in actual lawyers into the writing room for Daredevil, but they won't bring comic readers. We know what we know about New World Order. I know a lot of you aren't looking forward to Agatha. So there's 3 that you could throw in that people aren't really checking for, at least from my chat. I can't speak for everybody. From our chat, from our viewers. People aren't checking for Agatha outside of me, Liam, and Pookiewood. It's just us 3. Ironheart, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't even with Mephisto being in it, I don't care. I love Agatha. Everybody knows that. Even with the rumored of her being the Hood's mentor, I don't care. Why is Mephisto in this? I mean, I get it because the whole Agatha connection, but still, what the fuck? Loki season in Secret Invasion, we don't know shit about. Besides that, the events are gonna tie into Armor Wars. So yeah, no, Andre's right. Andre's right. I just wanted to give a visual to people. I wanted to give people a visual of Phase 5 there. Yeah, Andre's right.
PMPGME On Demand said, I think this panel is being a little too close-minded about the MCU right now. How did we enter the multiverse saga when all that had been done is the multiverse was unlocked?
Well, you could say that the panel's being mean, but the panel is I'm going off of what critics are saying. I'm going off of what we just read. I have not seen the film, so I can't, that's why I've not given my opinion on it, because I've not seen the film. Now, Friday, when we come sit down and we give our full spoiler review, I'll be able to tell you what I thought of the film. But as far as the panel being hard on the MCU, I think the MCU is being hard on the MCU. Now, again, everybody is free to think and feel how they want to think and feel. But from my side of the fence, from what I'm viewing, can you say it's been positive? Can you say Phase 4 has been positive? And then coming off the heels of Phase 4, you've got Quantumania that's sitting at a 54% on the critics rating. Can you say that that's positive? When has that ever been something that we've seen with Marvel? That's positive? That's not positive to me. That doesn't speak to the Marvel of the past for me. That speaks to we're still doing the same shit from Phase 4. That's what that speaks to for me. Again, I've not seen Quantumania, so I can't be harsh on something I haven't seen. I'm only going off of what I just read from critics and what Marvel has shown me from their 19 projects from Phase 4. 19 projects in Phase 4, and I can only give you maybe 3 or 4 diamonds.
My thing is, I've continuously seen Marvel movies do well. I've watched them get highly rated in Phases 2, 3, and everything like that. And here recently, I've continuously seen them put out shit. Like, I've continuously seen them put out stuff that nobody's enjoying, that people are questioning, that people are questioning the CGI on, that people are questioning how much time they put into it, that people are questioning why the fuck they didn't stick to the sources or comic roots and stuff. Just too many questions from too many fans coming from too many directions. Yep. There's no stability in any sort of fan base. Like, us as comic book readers and viewers, stuff like, as fans and stuff like that, who actually know the source, not many of us are agreeing with shit that's good. The casual MCU fans, that some people call them, not that MCU fans aren't saying shit's good. Nobody's out here saying that anything is good.
That's a good point. Casuals are even saying, nah.
Yeah.
Like, so, my supervisor that's quitting, that I've taken over for, he's currently still training me on everything. We talk MCU every day because he knows what I do. So he was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried to watch Hawkeye. He said I couldn't get past the first 5 minutes. He said I didn't even attempt She-Hulk because the trailers didn't interest me. He said outside of WandaVision, which he really didn't watch, he said because it confused him. He said he hasn't seen anything since 2019's Endgame or 2018's Endgame. So are we being harsh, or is Marvel just showing their ass? Like, I'm telling you, like, I love Marvel. I love the MCU. My God, bro. Exactly. That's why I sit up here daily and do what I do, because I adore this franchise. I adore DC. I adore film, movies, TV, streaming, Hot Topics, and all of that shit. I adore it. But in no way am I going to sit up here and be a simp. In no way am I going to sit up here and praise Marvel when the shit is on fire.
It's disappointing.
I'm not going to be the dog sitting in the firehouse saying, oh, this is fine. Yeah. I'm okay. No, I'm going to tell you when shit is wrong, when shit doesn't look right, when shit is iffy or rocky. Like, and it is. Again, your mileage may vary. And if you think that the MCU is in tip-top fucking London Tipton shape, great.
Yeah. That's
great. Then you and the MCU sail, and I'm not being funny. I'm really not. You and the MCU, great. I'm glad that you think the MCU's doing great right now. I don't think the MCU's doing great right now. And I wanted it bad. I wanted it. I wanted Quantumania to be the thing that broke it. I said that on my story, didn't I?
Yeah, I still do want to ignore all this shit I'm seeing right now and hope I do walk in Thursday and I'm just amazed. But knowing I'm probably not going to, just based off the reviews, based off coming in here with reading the actual reviews, seeing what people are saying, hearing you got tickets last week and the shit looks the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
And that's one thing that makes Marvel movies better, is the packed theater, everyone there for the same, everyone cheering for the same shit and stuff. It's just not there anymore. The hype, the spirit's not around, the passion's not around anymore. Yeah. It's just, they need to do something.
Yeah. Well, he says we're talking extreme ends of the spectrum. I'm talking my side of the fence. I'm talking what I'm seeing from my side of the fence. You know, the funny thing about Vision is what I might see may not be what you see. We can go see the exact same movie, the exact same time, sitting right next to each other, and come out with two completely different worldviews of that film. And that's the beautiful thing about film. It's all subjective.
No, he says there are no middle. I'm sure there is a middle. I'm sure I'm going to go in there and love Kang. I'm sure I'm going to go in there and love some scenes and everything. But that, like, loving characters and what characters can do, I'm not going to go in there and say it's a good film. Like,
and no one's saying that it can't have middle ground.
That's the same thing we've done with mostly everything. We enjoy bits and pieces and enjoy the enjoyable, but the shit that needs critiquing, it's going to get critiqued.
And again, I've not seen Quantumania, so you saying it can only be what do you say? Super great or completely horrible. I can't tell you that Quantumania is super great or completely horrible. I've not seen the film. So until I see it, I can't. I'm not shitting on it. You're coming at me as if I'm shitting on Quantumania. I'm reading the reviews of Quantumania. I've not seen the film. I still want to go in and be blown fucking away.
Yeah, like I just said, I want to go Thursday.
Exactly.
No
like
fucking way.
Actually, the last time we talked Quantumania, everybody in the chat was shitting on it, and I said to everybody in the chat, I go, you guys can shit on it. Believe it or not, I'm still looking forward to going to sit down and seeing this film. Yeah. I'm still looking forward to seeing this film.
Something when I go sit in that theater and watch that movie.
Yeah, bro. I do want to feel something, and I want when even though like maybe this might go over the average viewer's head, but when the Kangs come on screen, I'm gonna yell. Yeah. I'm gonna yell, bro. Like I'm going to be like, holy shit! They did it! Oh my god! Yeah, right. Like, bro, I'm still anticipating this shit. Like, those reviews did not make me say, call Warren and rescind and get my money back. No, bro. Like,
what Diesel said, a middle ground isn't sustainable long term. These are some of the greatest characters in entertainment. Zero excuses for bad/mediocre products.
Wait, read that one more time. Read that one more time.
Diesel said, a middle ground isn't sustainable long term. These are some of the greatest characters in entertainment. Zero excuses for bad/mediocre products. Which is completely true.
Bingo.
The amount of money being paid to put these and time being taken out of people's lives to put these projects together, and the time they're making us wait, and how they're advertising stuff as the number one this that, it's just not what it used to be anymore. And it's like he said, like we've all been saying, it's not sustainable. Eventually we're gonna start seeing these 50s and 40s go to 30s and 20s, and eventually there's nobody gonna be in these theaters.
Look at the Star Wars franchise.
Eventually they're gonna have to do only Disney Plus, only whatever contract they have with the streaming service. And that's not me saying that, that's the route they're going. That's just me. Eventually, if they keep getting 40s and 50s reviewed on movies and fans, and they're not pulling in any new audience now. All their old audience is leaving. That's a good point. They're not. They're putting out new stuff, but it's not catering to new audiences. It's just making their current audience bored and leave. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, and I would say look at the Star Wars franchise. Everybody knows I adore Star Wars over DC and Marvel. Like, to me, those two franchises can't touch Star Wars. That's my opinion. But ask me how excited I get about watching Star Wars lately. I skipped 2 episodes of The Bad Batch to get to the 2 good episodes that everybody was talking about. I still have yet to watch Andor. I despise 7, 8, 9. Well, not 7. 7 I tolerate, but 8, 9, oh god. Book of Boba what? Only thing that Star Wars has done since the mouse has taken over that has been good in my opinion. Again, that's why it's subjective. Rogue One, Mandalorian, Star Wars, Clone Wars Season 7. And I really have a hard time giving that to the mouse. But look at that franchise. Look at how upset fans are with that franchise. They keep putting out all these new things thinking that they're going to pop. Well, not me. A lot of us just knew the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was going to pop. It didn't. Bad Batch Season 2. Is it popping? There are people watching it, but I can't tell you it's popping. Yeah. I can't tell you it's popping. So, I mean, it is what it is. People are going to feel and have every right to. And that's great, That's why I love these spaces. Come in. We can disagree or agree to disagree or agree or, whatever. That's why we do what we do. Film is not one thing where we're all supposed to feel and think the same thing. It wouldn't be fun if that was it. Yeah, it is subjective, so everybody's going to definitely have their feelings.
But yeah,
my one thing I will say, if we are about to stop though, like one thing about Darius is Star Wars and DC is above Marvel for him, and so what the fuck is making y'all think he won't stop watching Marvel once DC starts doing good or some shit, or won't talk shit about Marvel the way he loves Star Wars and shits on it and shit? So I'd expect nothing less when Marvel's doing bad, because they're honestly at the bottom of his totem pole for favoritism. So,
and I don't get me wrong, bro. I love Marvel. It's just like DC Star Wars. So I just like D Stizzle said, there's too many iconic characters, too many great stories for you to be giving mediocre content. And Raymond, take that hand away when you talk about Star Wars. That's Star Trek. Get that shit away from Star Wars. But does anybody have anything that they would like to come in and say? We got about 10 minutes here to hang out in the chat with you guys. If anybody has anything that they want to come in and say or talk about with us, if there's maybe a comment or something, Q, that you see that
I'm scrolling up right now.
You want to talk about, you can scroll up and I'll be at the bottom here. Skillmonger saying Andor was good. I've heard that. Here's the thing about Andor. Nielsen, there's the Nielsen's list, which is the most watched things on streaming and things like that. Although the people that were watching Andor were loud in number, the numbers and the viewership for Andor were simply not there. I've looked all this stuff up because like I said, I adore Star Wars, and I watched the first episode of Andor, but for me it was like, what's the drawback? Why you watched it? What's the drawback? What's making me want to come back and watch episodes 2 and 3?
Not much.
And there was nothing.
Actually, nothing. Yeah, not much. Nothing.
And that's just me. Omega095 said The Force Awakens is the worst Star Wars movie ever made by Disney. I never get to see Luke Skywalker and the new Jedi Order with attachments love allow in the Order. Not even the New Republic. Yeah, well, Kathleen Kennedy has had her agenda, and they've had the stories that they've wanted to tell and things like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm so exhaustingly tired with Star Wars, I don't even know if I can rant about it. Like, I'm just tired. I'm tired.
Justin Mercado said, I never cared for Ant-Man as a character. The only reason I even care about this movie is straight up Kang.
Kang.
And that's a lot of people, too. So.
Yep, Kang.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Kang, when talking Ant-Man, I've said this before to you guys, no one is ever sitting here saying, oh my God, there's an alien race coming through a portal in the sky. You better get Ant-Man on the phone. No one does that.
Yeah, I forgot who said it earlier, but one of the comments was, do you think that this pressure should have been placed on Doctor Strange and not Ant-Man? It's like, I don't know. I don't know if Ant-Man has established enough ground with like MCU
Maybe so.
fans
That's a good question.
To actually have all this pressure on him. So that's actually a debatable question.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Me personally, I'd say yes, because I don't like the position they've put Strange in now of not really doing shit until we get to Strange 3 and we get to see what they're doing with all the incursions and shit like that. But I'd much rather see that than where I saw him last.
Yeah.
Sir Yuri G said, if the Flash lives up to the hype, that opens the door, honestly.
Yeah. D Stizzle said, I like Andor, but it's not the best thing since sliced bread, some fans are claiming. Skillmonger said, Grace gave Kang a bad review. CGZ said, did you see anything about Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Invincible? I didn't. Are they talking Invincible? I do not know.
Sir Yuri G said, what's crazy, the Flash doing Flashpoint is as comic booky as it can get, but looks good so far.
Yeah. Misa said, do you think it would be better if they didn't release anything during the pre-vaccine period of the pandemic? I would say they were correct in release. Oh, wait. Are you talking about continuing production and releasing things? Like, because it completely messed up
what Falcon and the Winter Soldier was originally going to be.
Took Strange out of WandaVision.
Yeah, took Strange out of WandaVision. Pushed a lot of things back for them. I will say yes to that. I will say like releasing WandaVision and Loki during those times, those shows that were done I thought did wonders for them, because let's not all forget the conversation.
We thought the TV shows were going to be gas for Marvel after got WandaVision.
Oh my God, WandaVision!
We're not able to wait for them. At least me, I was waiting for Loki. Couldn't wait for after we got Loki was good. I was like can't wait for the next one. And then it was just like boom.
Yeah, man, Loki.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Don't say it too loud.
That
Raymond,
roller coaster.
Don't say that too loud.
Raymond's still in here. He's listening. Don't say that too loud.
But no, I said that WandaVision, bro, was
gas. So
everyone was talking about it. Everyone, bro, that was one of the shows where I was. Yes, bro, that was one of the shows I was waking up at 2 a.m. to watch.
Staying up.
I had my alarm set at 2 a.m. Kept refreshing Disney Plus. Like, oh shit, has it dropped yet?
Sometimes it'd glitch out and not fucking drop it to it. Yeah, no, remember those.
I haven't done that since Loki. I haven't done it since Loki.
Raymond said, "Y'all some haters." DC said a proper Hank and Janet trilogy with Ultron and Jocasta in the mix would be superior to what the franchise is now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Jack said, do you guys that Scarlet Witch is going to make a variance and appearance in Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania or in Kang? No.
Wanda will more than likely show back up during Kang Dynasty, is from what we're seeing right now, and that's just from rumor. It's even come out that she's a Nexus, or that Kang is a Nexus being like her.
What that means for everything, I'm not really sure.
Josh said, Marvel crumbling for the weight of their own success. How does one fix that?
Thank you for the subscription, PMP. Appreciate you.
PMP said, as a first-time viewer to y'all's channel, I appreciate the feedback and convo. I definitely hit the subscribe and notification button.
Well, I definitely appreciate you doing that, and I appreciate you coming in with, giving great,
having conversation,
having great conversation. That's the point of this, guys. Like when people come in, whether they agree or disagree, we can have the conversation.
It's never ever personal.
It's never personal.
Piss people
God,
off or
man.
nothing like that.
Now, when you come in hot,
like when you come in personal.
Yes, when you come in personal, you're gonna get what you've gotten from me, but not you, PMP. I'm talking about other people. They've gotten from me in the past, but no, you, bro. I thought it was a good conversation.
Conversation with anybody. Pookie Woods said, "Dang, I just lost a comment."
Raymond said, did anyone ask if Jay Washington soups and koi like the movie?
Pookie Wood said, WandaVision, Loki, and What If are the last things I really liked.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's like, I know we all say like, what if it didn't happen? But like a couple of those what if episodes really are a lot better than what like a lot of the other shit Marvel's put out. Like,
see, you know better. You know that better than me because you watched it.
Yeah, like the Strange and the T'Challa Star-Lord episode. Those two episodes, or even the Marvel Zombie one, those episodes are a lot better than like some episodes of Miss Marvel, some episodes of She-Hulk in total, really. like those 3 episodes, so it's like, what if is like, kind of just matters if like any of those stories in there relate to any characters you like or anything like that. But I can definitely see, like, I'm not that big of a what if hater anymore. So
yeah. Oh, and to Cyber Anime Glitches, he was here. I want to say maybe 2 streams ago. I don't know if I don't know if he often views or not, but I appreciate you being back. He said, "Thank God you're not a loose cannon again." I would say stay tuned. Maybe not this one because I'm not feeling loose cannon-y today, but I would say stay tuned. If there's a T'Challa conversation, stay fucking tuned.
Skillmonger said The Watcher versus Ultron was good. So yeah, there were like a couple.
There was some good
scenes in What If that were really like I can actually go back and rewatch, and so take that for whatever it is.
Raymond said, because Hector is here on Blue Ivy's Twitter throwing hands for people who judge in his opinion like, fam, is it that serious?
Kenny said, that's why I love this channel, honestly. Conversation is encouraged and people don't immediately resort to insults. We try to make sense of our statements. Yeah, bro. Like this, that's why I love this community too. I love getting on here every day with you guys because we have fun, bro. We have fun. We have fun conversations. Like the other night when we had that fucking good laugh about MODOK and bro. We have fun. We just have like the day that Liam told me to read Grace's tweets, and I read that they're looking to make Sindri black, and we have fun, and the conversation is always also fun. You know, even when it does get into the debating stuff, or we're debating with one another, it's still in good fun, bro.
It ain't ever like you said, ain't never.
This
no
is
insults,
fantasy, bro. Like, am I really about to get mad at you because you told me?
Like, I don't think
you have a difference in opinion in the X-Men than me.
Shit's comics, bro. Like, ain't nobody stupid or
right.
dumb for having one opinion or not knowing some shit. Like, it's literally just
bro.
Big ball of conversation.
Yeah. And then I wanted to read what what Mano said. He said, I'm not sure if you guys talked about it, but your thoughts on the Guardian Galaxy trailer during the Super Bowl. So, I'm putting out the video. I'm so sorry, guys. These videos, these clip videos should have been out a long time ago, but I'm telling y'all the supervising position is kicking my ass. We talked about it. Yeah, the trailer, I like that trailer. It was a good trailer. The only thing I said about that trailer was they really have not put any emphasis on the High Evolutionary, and it's like I'm like, you know, with him being the antagonist, maybe it's supposed to be some type of shock factor. We're supposed to be shocked by his performance. Maybe
but is that good though? Like maybe we know less, and so
that's what I was thinking. Maybe knowing less is better. Honestly, maybe knowing less about him is better. I thought the trailer was good. I adore the Guardians, as some of you know. I think the first one is great. I think the second one's even better. So I'm looking forward to Guardians 3.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting it to do much for the MCU, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think that's going to be a movie I feel in my heart. I don't want to go in there thinking about too much or anything. I think I just want to go in there and enjoy the third of a trilogy. Because like you said, or like we talked about, we already know shouldn't have too many ramifications on the future of the MCU or anything like that. So I'm really just going into that one to enjoy it, seeing those characters together for the last time. Yeah, that's really all it is.
Yeah, Liam said, LOL, I like debating because I'm a stand my ground, laugh my ass off. Plus, this is a fun community to debate in. Yep, it is. Phoenix said, this community is fun and great with conversation. Well, I appreciate all you guys. You guys are this community, and you guys make this community what it is, so thank you. Cleve17 said, do you guys think one of those Battle World stories will... you know what, Cleve17? Oh, Hulk versus Wolverine? I don't know, but I don't know about a Hulk versus Wolverine, but I know that some people were saying that they think that maybe one of the Battle World films might be the World War Hulk film that they're trying to do. Maybe I'm not really sure, or akin to that. Again, that's not my idea. Don't shoot the messenger. It's not my idea, but it is something that I've seen going around. D Stizzle said, if BP Wakanda Forever with a new T'Challa was dope, some of us would be feeling different. That's true too. Oh, that's true too.
Yep.
Let's see. Dougie said, who would have thought Guardians of the Galaxy would be arguably the best MCU trilogy? Yeah. PMP said, I gotta ask, how do you all think they will build the Tiamat / Vibranium around the X-Men origins? And did anyone else peep how Eternals was the ground break to mutants? Yeah, we kind of talked about Tiamat Island, being, well, I guess that's what they're calling it, Tiamat Island. Well, that's what they called it in the leak. From a logical standpoint, we've had this conversation, the only way that they would have the name of that Celestial would be via Cersei, and she's gone. She's right? She went. Arishem took her, didn't he? I thought so. So yeah. So I don't know if they're calling it Tiamat Island, but that's what it was said in the leak. So Tiamat Island. Yeah, that doesn't sound attractive. It doesn't. But they're going to be trying to siphon adamantium from Tiamat Island and things like that. From what we've heard in Thunderbolts, that all the world leaders are going to be going for vibranium, adamantium from it. And as far as the X-Men origins go, at one point, it was even being called Krakoa, but I want to say My Time to Shine Hello debunked that. I can't remember who debunked it. I think it was My Time to Shine Hello. I think she said, no, that's not happening. But it would be nice. I would have liked that for the X-Men. For sure. Let's see. And then with the mutants and the X-Men, yeah, it definitely did. Eternals was the groundbreak to the mutants. And then we got more of it with Namor, with Kamala, and then, of course, with Patrick Stewart, and Multiverse of Madness. So, I know whenever they bring the X-Men in, I'm ready, man. I'm so ready to see the X-Men. I'm so ready to see the X-Men. God, I'm so ready for that. I'll be mid-30s, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
Getting
ready.
up there, man. I might be 30s too by the time we get there. All this damn time pushing and shit.
Yes.
It could take some damn time.
Raptor Cloak said, Wakanda Forever, Elseworlds. I'm there. Hell, if they wanted to do if they did an Elseworld thing, yeah. Mano 215 always comes in and crushes that shit. He's always like, guys, they're not doing T'Challa. And I would like to see an Elseworld type deal though, where we could see an actual Black Panther franchise told correctly. Yeah. So yeah, I would love to see something like that. Ultra Heroic said Guardians of the Galaxy might be the one bright spot for Marvel this year. Also, James Gunn said this. There are 2 other projects that he hasn't even mentioned yet. What do you think they could be?
Raymond said they dropped a look for Joker and Harley.
Shut up.
Gotta get that up. My laptop dead.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my fault too.
Ultra Hero X said,
that shit.
what do you guys think they could do with the last 2 projects, the other 2 projects he's not mentioning? You know what? The possibilities are so endless there with what the characters could be, what the projects could be, who they could be introducing. I'm not really sure. I just know that I'm honestly excited for anything that James Gunn is doing right now. Well, I don't want to say that. I'm excited for the things I'm excited for that James Gunn has announced. I'm sorry. That kind of took me. Let me look up this Joker.
Lady Gaga looks terrible, sorry to say.
Oh no.
In costume and in a scene, I guess for Valentine's Day.
Oh, is it for Valentine's
Raymond, you say
Day?
Calm down, but you got to realize, like, this is probably my most anticipated just because of how much I enjoyed.
Oh, and and you guys know this is my favorite fucking villain. This is my favorite.
And Harley's the addition of Harley with Lady Gaga. I'm excited.
Do you know how funny this video is? Have y'all? Damn, I don't want to do that. Never mind. How funny this fucking video is. I'm not gonna show it though, but it's funny. Let me. Oh, that's it. Well, that didn't. That didn't make me say ooh wee. There's the picture. I mean, I'm wondering. So obviously she's Harley Quinzel at this point. She's not Harley Quinn. I'm assuming he's going to seduce her while he's at Arkham. I'm guessing that they're kind of gonna play on the origins here. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know. I know I'm anticipating it. I remember I asked for why. What the second one could be, but I'm anticipating it. I am anticipating this, and I like the fact that they're keeping it in this whole Elseworld thing. So I'll show that video though, since it's over here now. That shit is so fucking funny. This is the last thing because I went over. Hold on. No, go back. No, fuck off, bro. Damn. What the fuck? I wanted to show that video. That shit is so funny.
Oh shit, where Raymond stay? They filmed by Raymond?
He stays in New York.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he stays in New York. So he gets to probably be around a lot of that lucky.
lucky stuff like that.
I wish I lived up there.
Let me see. Where is that video? Was it in? Oh, here it is.
Daddy, chill. What the hell is even that? I won it. You're trespassing on my property. You didn't win in my yard. All of you. Daddy, chill. What the hell is even that? I won it. You're trespassing on my property. You didn't win in my yard. All of you. Daddy, chill. What the hell is even that? I won it. You're trespassing.
I love that.
How fucking stumped are you if you're in the middle of just yelling your ass off at a nigga and one of his friends behind him just like, Daddy, chill.
I guess everybody didn't get to see the picture because I didn't have it. I didn't have the screen up. I apologies, guys. There's the picture. There's the picture. There it is. For people that didn't get to see it, there's the picture.
I don't know. I'm excited for this. I'm glad, like you said, they're keeping it separate and everything, but I don't know what to expect. I think maybe that's what we need to start getting. We don't need to know what the fuck to expect, bro. Just go sit down and watch what the fuck they give you.
Yeah, guys. Any final thoughts? We're about to check out of here, and I will. Now, remember, we're off tomorrow. Actually, I won't see you guys till Friday, because we go. Actually, no. I'll probably still stream Thursday, because the movie's not till 9. Yeah. So I'll still stream Thursday. So I'll see you guys Thursday. We won't be here Wednesday. But any final thoughts from anyone?
That's funny. Let's go to bed on that.
Yeah.
It's ginormous.
Yeah. If anybody has anything last they want to say, they can go ahead and say it while I'm giving the closing thought here. Won't be live tomorrow. You guys know we don't stream on Wednesdays. We'll be live on Thursday, though. I'll be here with you guys on Thursday before I go see Ant-Man, and then we'll be back Friday. It'll be myself, Q, and Corey in studio, and we'll be talking about all the spoiler detail of Quantumania.
Full movie review.
Yeah, full movie review and spoiler of the film. So we're going to be talking about it on Friday, and only it on Friday. We're not doing topics. We're just going to do Quantumania talk, and then feedback and talk with you guys too. Let's see. Let me see.
You see Nico's comment?
What'd he say?
He said, "Don't forget my stream on Thursday, bro. We got to come together."
Yeah, so that's my thing on Thursday though. Depends on what time you're trying to stream, because I will be in the movie theater at 9:10 Central Standard Time watching Quantumania. So it depends on. And then is there a group for that? I know we all got tagged in something, but I don't know if there's a group message with all of us in it. I typically silence a lot of my notifications because I get so fucking many of them. But I don't know if there's a group message for that, or what's the game plan? What are we talking? A bunch of things. Yeah, get with me though. Like I said, on the time and everything. And then final ones from
Jack said, what time on Friday?
Friday we'll be here at 5:30. Yeah, 5:30 Central Standard Time. 5:30, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Mano said, Planet Fanatics, the best comic book movie talk on YouTube.
Well, thank you, Mano. We appreciate that. That really means a lot. Anybody else? D-Sizzle said, to be real, everybody and they mama be live streaming towards the end of the week. LOL. That is true. They do. Everybody does. There's so many. We're competing with so many other live streams when we go live on Fridays. Yeah, we are. That's very true. Marvelous D said, Happy Black History Year. Yes. Yep. Happy Black History Year to you too, my brother.
Life.
Happy Black History Life,
Happy
my brother.
Black Life, my nigga. Happy Black, my nigga.
That's funny. Okay, guys. Dougie Fresh said, only watch 2 pop culture talk channels, and I'm glad this is one. Bro, thank you for being here. Raymond said, can you imagine if the Illuminati played a role in Endgame and they kept the Infinity Stones for protection and caused so much crap? I just want the Illuminati in 616.
So much,
I
so
want
much
the Illuminati
potential
in
with
616.
shit they haven't touched that we want to see, man. Fuck saying if. They're not giving us shit. If anything, they gonna keep taking.
Raymond said it's a hard black life for us. Well,
they keep taking, man.
It's a hard knock life. Who said that? Jay-Z? Didn't he do that song? Okay. Oh. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us this evening. It was a fun stream. I thought we had a good time.
Hope y'all had a good Valentine's Day.
For all of you couples out there.
Even you singles, if you got a little crush out there.
Yeah, even if you got a crush that doesn't know you're crushing, we know. We hope you guys had a good V-Day. Make sure you go to McDonald's. My supervisor brought in McDonald's this morning for my go get that Cardi B offset meal.
Don't be alone tonight. Don't be alone. Go get that Cardi B and Offset right now.
Yeah, go get that Cardi B Offset meal. Appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with us. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow a little bit. Not tomorrow, sorry, Thursday a little bit before I go see the film. And definitely we'll be back here Friday to talk the film with you guys. So as I always say, like, subscribe. Well, I'm sorry. I can never send y'all out without some... tunes, send y'all out some bullshit. Hold on. Let me see. What do I want to play? Let's play. Why not? All right. So, I hope everybody has a good night. Be safe, and I will see you guys all. Well, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you to the new subscriptions. PMP, see you, brother.
Kevin Feige has revealed Bucky Barnes will be the Thunderbolts leader.
Oh yeah, that is something that's out there too.
Captain Americans.
So, appreciate you guys being here. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Yeah, sure.